Hello, everyone. I'm Cody Stone with Random Encounter Productions. Your show is going to start in just a few minutes, but while I've got you alone, let me talk to you about how you can help us keep the dice rolling. You can join us over at patreon.com/Random Encounter Productions. We have Patreon levels from the $1 to the $20 level. You get access to a lot of really cool things, Heroes of the Multiverse with digital artwork. We're going to be doing overland maps and dungeon maps throughout all of 2019. You also get early access to some of our GM tip videos and raw file footages. You can, at the $10 level, get a Twitch subscription. At the $5 level, you get access to our Discord where we all hang out. The characters write stories. All the wonderful players are great writers and artists, and it's just a wonderful community. We want you to be a part of that. So if you can help support us over there, it would mean the world to us. Also, if you have Amazon Prime, you get a free Twitch subscription. It's really awesome. You just have to renew it every month. So if you choose to do that with us, that would be amazing. So thank you very much for that. Just remember to renew it every month. If you don't have Amazon Prime, if you can't patronize right now, there's a few ways you can still help the channel. That would mean the world to us. First of all, we're getting our YouTube channel up and running, youtube.com/Random Encounter Productions. We're going to be doing exclusive shows over there, as well as our GM tips, really pushing to put out content on a daily basis. So please subscribe over there, hit the bell, hit the notification thing, share those videos, help us get the word out as much as possible, because we love doing these shows for you guys. We want to do them for everybody. So that would be wonderful. If you want to help us out in other free ways, we have a Twitter, we have an Instagram, and we're on Facebook. All the links to those things are down below. So join us over there, subscribe, share, follow, all of that classic stuff. And we really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. We love doing this, and we love doing it for you, with you, and all of those things. So we will see you soon. Hey guys, let's talk about Skull Splitter. That's right, one of our wonderful sponsors, and my favorite name to say. You can find the link down below. Just look for that helmet and the awesome double axe feature. They are a fantastic dice company. They do exclusives of their own design for dice palettes. We gave away some of their Huntress sets. We're going to be getting more giveaways from them in the future. Also, they do these really awesome dice tins that are class exclusive for the Rogue, the Warlock, the Wizard, and I believe the Gunslinger as well. They do pounds of dice. They do grab bags of dice. Their stuff is absolutely awesome. They do plastic. They do stone. They do metal. They do it all. So click on the link down below. Head on over there. Check them out. Anything you order there through our link helps out the channel. And otherwise, just tell them we sent you. And yeah, we'll see you soon.
Hello, everyone. I'm Caitlin from Random Encounter Productions, and I'm here to talk to you about our team's quest for MegaCon. Those of you who have been watching our channel or following along on any of our social media have probably noticed that we've been asking for donations more than normal lately. There's a very simple reason. Our team is attempting to finally visit all of the major conventions in the area as a channel. That means MegaCon, Comic-Con, Hero Hype, all kinds of amazing events that we hope to be a part of. For those of you who have already donated, thank you. We appreciate you so much, and we love all of you, and we would give you all hugs if we could, but some of you live in other countries, so that's not really practical. But for those of you who are still on the fence, or maybe just heard about our donate-a-thon, or maybe just heard about who we are, let me give you the highlights. This channel, Random Encounter Productions, is a tabletop gaming, D&D, and general nerd channel. We hope to be able to bring our content to brand new viewers. The best way to do that is the convention circuit. So what does your donation get us? Well, it can help pay for our actual table costs, surprisingly pricey in a lot of circumstances. It can help us get the shelving we need to store our merchandise, and it can help us buy the merchandise in bulk that we want to sell to all of you. For instance, our shirts, designed and ready to go, but very expensive to print one at a time. Candles from our wonderful friends over at Sugar and Geek. They've designed specialty scents just for us. class decals from our friends at Geek My Ride. They are amazing, incredible, and shiny spectacular. We just want to bring them to all of you. Books written by yours truly. I'm helping to bring copies of Windswept and Ink Spice, both very well received YA epic fantasy novels, to our lovely friends at all these new conventions. And dungeon maps made by our very own Cody Stone. That's just some of the amazing merchandise that we want to bring. But more importantly, we want the chance to make new friends and attract new viewers. The bigger this channel gets, the more people know about us, the better we can make the shows for all of you. And the great thing about this is, when you donate to our quest for MegaCon, you're not just helping one person. You're helping an entire family of streamers, storytellers, creators, writers, and artists pursue a dream. Every single person that we have here on the Random Encounter Productions team wants something more. They want to do something big. They want to be part of something exciting. They want to bring their vision and their stories to all of you. Even $1 helps them get there. So no matter where you're watching us right now, be it YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, there will be a link in the video description telling you how to donate. You can donate through PayPal. You can join our brand new fundraiser where you get an exclusive shirt for donating. Or you can join our Patreon and know that all funds are going toward making this channel a better place. We are so, so happy that we've spent the last 10 months performing for all of you. We hope to be able to do it for a long time. And we hope to be able to do it at some of the conventions. So, once again, I'm Caitlin Bellamy from Random Encounter Productions. Thanks for listening. Your show's going to start real soon. But until then, be cool.
Hey guys, check out our friends over at Caspollux, CASPOLLUX.com. Enter the promo code Random Encounters. You get 15% off your entire order over there. They are awesome. They do dice, they do jewelry, they do a lot of really fun, nerdy things. They ship very quickly. It is high quality goods and it is extremely well priced. And with an additional 15% off, you guys can go absolutely nuts. So please check them out. They're friends of the channel. They help us out, and the more you guys get from there, the more things that we can actually give away to you guys. So head on over there. Once more, that's Caspollux, CASPOLLUX.com. Promo code Random Encounters. All right. See you soon.
What is happening?
Good evening, everyone. Welcome. We're Random Encounter Productions.
We had a weird moment.
Yeah,
We've had a weird life.
yeah, that too. That
TV is
too.
definitely tuberculosis, right? That's all-
Yes.
Okay.
TV. Why?
I just need to know. Anyway.
House biscuit?
Doctor's
We don't
note or
know. All right. Well, we're Random Encounter Productions. I'm Cody Stone. With me tonight, we have.
I am Allison, and I'm playing Verity Madigan.
I'm Courtney. I didn't know you were giving any more than that.
No.
I'm Courtney, and I'm playing Effie, the suave delinquent.
There you go.
I am Sean, and I am playing
Lord Byron.
Thomas, the gunslinging driver.
I'm Megan. I'm playing Lucy, the vampire martial artist.
I'm Sam, and I'm playing Lola, the vampire gun dancer.
I'm sorry.
So, a couple of quick things. Cast Pollock, a new set of dice. Just announced, came out. If you guys saw the pre-show
pretty.
announcements, very pretty. The promo code still works. So, yeah, head on over there, check them out. They're really awesome. Also, our friends over at Skull Splitter are doing a really great promotion where when you buy a set of dice, they gift a set of dice to high school D&D clubs,
Nice. Which is awesome.
which is really cool.
Yeah.
So if you guys are interested in any of their products anyway, definitely check them out. They're wonderful companies. They're supporting some good causes. They're coming out with some good products. All of them are aces. Aces. So Lamplighters.
Yeah.
Any other big announcements before we jump forward? I know, is Matthew, how long does Matthew show run?
This is the last weekend, I believe.
This is the last weekend,
I'm
so if
not
you get the
sure.
chance over at CFC Arts,
For sure.
the Tale of Two Cities opera, it is really good.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so if you're in the Orlando area, we encourage you to check that out. They are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night we're doing Gloomhaven.
Yeah.
So that shall be fun for the Havens de Glooms.
I am really excited to return to my Gloomhaven character.
Yes.
Actually,
God.
so am I.
I've been without for so long.
It's been.
Yeah.
It's been
And Erin has been very concerned because I do the voice in front of the mirror, and then she comes upstairs, and I'm just like, It's very much like Willem Dafoe in that first Spider-Man movie.
I feel like the next time I see Erin, I'd be like, blink twice if you need help.
I am now the Green Goblin.
You're the mind thief.
I am the mind thief
Yeah.
in the game.
Yeah.
I'm Willem Dafoe in life.
It's the gold edge.
The true horror.
The true horror.
Horror.
Don't have it.
3 R's.
Willem Dafoe's bottom bitch.
Your dice.
No, it's literally a book.
We've all seen
It might
Boondock
be
Saints.
it's probably in the handbook for the recently deceased.
He's
So-
the best part of that movie.
Really? I thought it was their amazingly authentic Irish
You could
accent.
just keep that.
And
I thought you might be interested.
So many things, David. All right, let's jump in. So, Caitlin, who is playing Isolt, the militarist sniper, will be joining us at some point. She will stand wriggling
Work
away.
kidnapped her.
I like it.
Oh man, I'm trying.
So close.
You are
can do
trying.
it.
This is the most steampunk thing I've ever had, and it just came to me. I need the
Can you hold the monocle right?
I need the tape.
Can you?
It'll be
No.
later. It'll be later.
Can you get it? I can do. I can.
Can you do it?
I can
That's
try.
not a monocle.
Do it.
That's not
I know you want to do
I
it.
do want to try.
I know.
I want to try.
I was inspired, and then I was like, steampunk? Yeah.
Oh, it's
Oh, just
It's too big.
it's
Need that for later.
get in there. Oh,
no, because if it was open a little more,
yeah.
if it was open a little more, 'cause
Yeah.
I
Can you just do the whole thing then?
It's a nightmare. I love it.
I don't.
Oh,
It's happening.
it's amazing.
You don't have to.
There's no way that I'm not like mid-game, like, I'm going to go get a drink. Duct tape all over my face. And just,
Found a fun new
Aha!
concept.
I like doing that. You gotta leave a little bit.
Only because you have to do like a whole face bite into it.
My mom said I have to go home.
Your mom said you had to stay and have an adventure.
I am the Clock King.
Oh, that's our new big box. I'm not worried about the
Sean.
floorboards anymore.
You like it?
No.
I appreciate that he still asks. We could have all answered that question for her, but you held out hope. You were like,
I did.
do you like
I love you and I
No.
trust you and I hate
Still
that so
see the other
much.
eye behind it.
What?
I like the fact that you can still see the other eye behind it.
What? There's a hole in it so you can see your eye.
Oh,
yeah.
that's what you meant. I thought you meant the other eye, and I was like,
The eye that's
I was like, what are you talking about?
It's trippy, man.
How high are you?
5 feet.
Bro, Cody, I have to leave.
Oh, come on.
We're starting this night off right.
His eye.
threatened to leave it back too.
Okay. Well, before Courtney leaves, let's start the adventure. Oh. See, Courtney, what you don't know is you're still asleep.
Oh no. My sleep paralysis demon is gonna show up at any moment.
Hey.
And all he says is, do you like it?
I swear to God. I swear to God, Sean.
You call him no matter what time it is.
If I have a nightmare tonight and that's what my sleep paralysis demon does, we're gonna have an issue.
I am a nightmare creature.
The voice.
Art imitates life. Life imitates art. Who knows what it is anymore?
Beautiful.
Okay. Let's give it a try, shall we?
I'm maxing out. I have to go.
Oh, we haven't tucked you under the table yet. You're fine.
It
Nowhere
just,
for her to go.
it just feels like a lot of effort to go down there. I really want to be there.
Oh.
That's what she said.
Is it?
Maybe not she in particular, but somebody. A she.
She, TM said.
Yeah. All right. Here we go, guys. So our adventure takes place in 1888 in London, in a world driven forward by the creation of difference in analytical engines, physical computers that allow massive computations, things that have driven forward this industrial revolution by about 50 years, creating opportunities for equality, social and sexual and political revolutions. It is a time of turmoil and hope, but smog and steam. And our heroes are members of the Lamplighters, an organization dedicated to keeping the weird, wild, and wicked things of the night away from the light of civilization. And recently, they have been looking into a duo auto gang that goes by the name of the Havoc Hounds, looking for ties between them and New Engineering Technologies, a London-based transportation and weapon communication technology company that they had discovered potential ties to one of their nemesis, one Jareth Adams, as well as the somewhat nefarious actions that this organization has been undertaking for what purpose we have yet to discover. Also, they have recently made great strides in discovering the identity of Jack the Ripper, who has revealed himself to be a former torturer of the Lamplighters, Mr. Kane. Also, apparently, the third horseman of the apocalypse, one commonly known as Famine. And while they have recently undergone a wide variety of changes to their structure and employment status and all those sorts of things. Faces changed, but the mission remains the same. They have reached out to some old allies, specifically Adrian of the Damned, an agent of a secret order within the Catholic Church, hoping that he can shed some light potentially on these biblical revelations. So, I believe you guys have an appointment with him about 4:00 on Friday, tea time, I believe. You had made some rolls.
I did.
On the Discord. They were pretty good from what I remember.
They were not bad. I had some assistance from these two.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
So those were specifically to work with the Triad.
Yes.
To set up. You wanted to use the Havoc Hounds as distribution.
Yes.
For opium, from what
essentially
I am understanding.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely have the ear of the Triad, Lotus Triad. Those have gone well. There is a few logistical things. One, them getting that much product shipped in from China is going to take a couple weeks.
Right.
You'll have to pay for it up front, right? And then pricing wise, we won't get into those numbers right now, but we can say that yes, you are capable of getting that. They are going to expect you to pay in advance.
Right.
The other sort of implication, I mean, it's a slippery slope setting up a drug cartel.
It is. I am Heisenberging.
I do feel like, perhaps the slippery slope argument gets used a little willy-nilly these days, but that one feels pretty...
It is literally the opioid crisis.
Right, yeah.
I'm saying, may I start the opioid crisis, please?
That is...
My name is now Thomas Pfizer, and I would like to...
Christ, I hate that.
Yeah.
So, okay, well...
it is all in the pursuit of a very specific goal. I don't expect it to last long. I promise to dismantle it or put it in the hands of
someone else.
Plausible deniability, the character. I will give Ren a drug cartel.
He might not hate that.
Congratulations, you don't have to make noodles anymore, Ren.
Hey, Len, remember when we didn't pay you for all those noodles? Well, buddy, do we have a payout for you?
I don't know, Effie. You talk big game all the time, and I am...
And yes, and for a reason.
Oh, all right. Well, you tell me what you have, and then I will... we will discuss with Ren, and then we will have Len and Ren big adventure.
Sounds good, buddy.
Oh my God. I want that.
Sounds good, buddy. And then
4 hours, no one else in the studio but Cody talking to himself.
Switching chairs. And then I pick up the noodles that I haven't paid for and I go upstairs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can talk to them when we actually suss out the details.
Yeah. Right. So the one thing you will need to do is set up a meeting between... you have to remember the name of the head of the Lotus Triad.
The woman?
Oh,
yes.
I have it.
You have it somewhere.
I have it somewhere. I know I have it.
The lovely young woman.
She will. Yeah.
Shout down.
There you go.
She will want to meet with.
Slate.
Yeah, she'll want to meet with whoever they're working
my
with.
werewolf notes
to see, to make sure that this is a legit, doable thing and a deal, right? So,
I'm basically just providing startup funds. It'll work out great. It'll work out really well.
Yeah. That's from a government organization. This is
it's suspect.
Yeah,
but So are we.
Yeah.
What up?
It is
What up, my dudes?
Problem?
usually.
Leader problem.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Yeah.
with that more or less out of the way for the time being, is there anything you guys would like to do? Would you like to gather up? Would you like to do anything prior to going and meeting with Adrian?
Effie wants to go open a safety deposit box, and if that ever becomes relevant, I will let you know.
Okay.
Oh,
Done.
Sam knows what it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
I don't know.
oh shit, you don't know?
No.
Fuck me, okay.
oh well.
You guys aren't alone.
Hey.
Secrets.
The secret dance.
The secret dance.
Okay.
Yep.
Any other errands or
Punched him in the leg. Excuse me.
objective needs for the day?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No.
I am needless.
Okay. Sounds good. So you guys gather up, do a bit of office work, fill out your requisitions. Do you let Harper or anyone within the organization know that you are planning on starting a drug trafficking?
I absolutely do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will help him smooth that over if it is needed.
Right.
If they're upsetty, I will assist smoothing over.
Okay.
I'm like, so I did a thing. And I made some
It's
promises.
not necessarily a bad thing.
And it
Not
ain't,
necessarily.
it ain't a long term.
You
sort
can't
of
decide if
arrangement.
it's a bad thing until you see what the results are.
I feel pretty strongly that I can.
No, you really can't, can you?
Well, here's
Actually, I am pretty sure I can.
No, you can't. You
All right.
can't.
I mean, I can see volume in present.
here's the thing, Hopper.
Oh, Harper, I was being Kensington. You can't. No,
Sure.
they're all the same.
Yeah,
it's,
all right.
it's just one NPC
Sure.
voice on
That's
that
fair.
front, and I apologize.
And then the American.
And then the American.
Here's the thing,
Right.
Kensington. It's I know.
I feel like Harper would have run that one up the food
Yeah.
chain when she's like, "I'm sorry, you did what?"
I have to go get someone who makes more money than me.
Let me. I'd like to speak to your manager, please.
I'd like for you to speak to my manager, please.
Yes. So,
Now-
You don't even get to ask
what did you roll on your persuasion out of curiosity?
A 27. It was low for me and I got nervous.
Okay.
What was low for you?
I rolled a 9 on the die. It was a 25.
Fuck ass. Okay.
Her modifier's stupid, and I'll be the first to admit that it's stupid.
Like I said, everything I can do, just better.
Here's the thing, Kensington. It's not necessarily a long-term commitment, and that is, in the grand scheme of things, rather mundane as a problem to deal with.
Indeed, it is a specifically mundane problem, but it does also seem to be a.
Public health hazard.
I was looking for another term for slippery slope, but unfortunately, nothing came to mind.
Right.
Sticky wicket.
A bit, yes, a bit of a sticky wicket.
Right. Well, when I was speaking to Slate, we got off on a pretty decent start.
Good.
And he made some interesting comments regarding his business ventures.
He did.
Specifically, that they are engaged with a benefactor and they deal in rather profitable technological business. Now, we came in looking for a link to new engineering technologies,
And that mechanic's not just working on bikes.
and that is as close as we have gotten. I'm not entirely positive where it will lead or even back to new engineering technologies. I will be straight with you about that. But it's a lead. And if I can tempt the Havoc Hounds with perhaps a larger payout, maybe they could be forced to rely more upon that venture and we can learn more about it. And then if they lose whoever their benefactor is, if their benefactor loses the support of the Havoc Hounds, it is a potentiality that they may get a little bit more reckless, a little bit more obvious. We can follow perhaps some more overt tracks. Now, I know it ain't much to go on, and it's a gamble, but that's all I got.
All right, we'll let this one play out. I do agree that it is a bit of a gamble, but ultimately, before we move on from this investigation, we will need to see this venture disabled. There's no sense in protecting civilization if we intend to destroy it from within. So,
I agree.
Well, keep me up to date, and let's do a reassessment on the timeline of this venture. I don't suppose you're going to set up a genius criminal enterprise overnight. So we will have you discuss with Harper about whatever the adjustments are. Let's also look into the budget for it.
A little bit.
And we have, after the next race, we have 2 more weeks
Mm-hmm.
on this.
Yeah, we were originally given
Yes.
3 weeks.
Okay, cool. I was trying, like, in my brain, I was like, how many races have we done? One. It's just that we put so many days in the last week. I was like, time isn't
2
real.
more weeks to find evidence of either
Yeah.
supernatural involvement or
Right.
involvement with Ned.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you've already begun to turn some of that up, which is why he is
Willing to,
allow-
like, okay,
yeah,
we can
which
put
is-
some more into this.
which is why this is starting. He's, as persuasive as you all can be. He is not purely based on your
Yeah, like,
opinions.
not right this moment if we haven't time for we have a tea date.
Of course.
But if I need to get with someone and talk about the plans that I saw to see if we can reverse engineer what the fuck it really is, we can do that.
that would be good. Yeah, I know you have.
I can spend shit and
eidetic
do shit.
memory.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys do have some hours this morning. Do me a favor. Roll me a performance check.
Do you want me to spend a hit die for engineering?
Yes. And let's do intelligence.
Okay.
Intelligence performance, just sort of your ability to describe and accurately,
Yeah. I think that's what you had me
Instruct.
make last time, too.
yeah,
Which
instruct
is-
them on.
Which would be the same if it weren't for my dumb bonuses. Okay. Just that. 28.
28. Okay. Yeah, they are.
I get an extra
They.
+2 if it's charisma.
Yeah, they get the drawings. They get that stuff together and out, and they begin trying to suss it out.
Okay, cool.
So that
I will
is-
leave that to people who know more about technology than I do.
Yes,
I just looked at a piece of paper and
You
I went,
did.
that's not a bike.
that is not a
It's
fight.
not a bike.
That's a bike.
Hi, welcome.
Hello, come on in. Lucy, did you have questions for Cesare before you spoke with Adrian?
I have so many questions for him.
Okay.
I've-
Would-
First of all, how dare you?
do you think it's important to do them before Adrian or after Adrian? I was thinking before because you had time in the interim, but it is up to you guys
I'll
since we're just sort of doing
do before.
errandy things
Yeah,
at the
I can do
moment.
before.
Do it.
Okay.
We'll make it fast. We won't get into the big stuff.
Okay. I mean,
Whatever you need to do, girl.
we know that that's part of tonight is talky bits.
Okay.
I don't mind talkie bits.
No.
You guys lived through most of those.
Yeah.
I know. I unlike when we're fighting, I can roll real numbers when we're talking.
No, you roll ridiculous numbers when we're talking.
Those aren't real.
Those are not real.
No, I'm the one that rolls fake numbers when we're shooting.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So, yeah, we'll call it morning of Friday.
Okay. So she'll come in late.
Yeah, she can become. This stuff can be going on.
Because I can do nothing with any of that anyway.
I got you. So yeah, so we are in Thanet House. Have we remained there even given the?
Yeah, it's my house.
I know it's your house. When Jack the Ripper delivers a kidney to you or a heart?
Come at me, yo.
Okay, I'll remember that.
I didn't say that.
I respect it though. That is big Wu-Tang energy. Right? I'm into it.
Fucking come at me. Stands there full frontal naked in front of a window every night with a glass of wine just staring.
Just in the background bumping Thanet House ain't nothing to fuck with.
Meanwhile, the only other person is reenacting like the Home Alone scene where he's got like napkins everywhere. Not yet.
Tripwires, paint cans, marbles.
Yeah.
D4s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Cesare does sleep during the day.
yeah.
So this will be towards the end of his long night.
Okay. I don't mean to bother you, but circumstances have presented themselves, and we've never really talked since you came back.
Did not mean to think that you had much talking you wanted to do.
At the time, I didn't, and do you know anything about where we come from? Who made you?
Me?
He's not Italian.
We'll do it, Che. Feel done. Cesare.
Oh, shit.
There was it is unfortunately that is
Just get the arms going in front.
I have to do the arms. It's more a shoulder thing. Otherwise, it turns into a me Mario.
Is that not who this is? No, it's Luigi. He's a little taller.
I've been picturing very wrong.
Luigi.
Strolling down the dark staircase, like conjured in shadow. We look up and we see overalls and a hat of green.
Wow. It's a cold, it's a broken Waluigi.
Really gets my
Waluigi and Hallelujah have the same number of syllables, and now none of you can forget that.
Waluigi.
What'd you say?
There was a bishop, archbishop, when I was working with my father. He saw my vision for united Italy, and I had prepared for all things, but for death. So that is my sire, and he is no longer here. He was very shortly after burned at the stake. The Pope did not take kindly to his son being made an abomination.
Right.
Yeah, that'll do it.
The parcel that was delivered here a few days ago, the piece of heart that didn't concern you?
A lot of things have concerned me over the years, but I am some 250, and
You lose track at
He's
some
lying
point.
about it. He's 29 again.
I have been 250 for the past 5
years.
Yeah.
How long have you been 250? A while.
Yeah. You stop to count them after a while,
So glad
but
I am too.
Yeah. This is the best moment of my day.
Oh.
Glad I could.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm there with you. I'm there with you, girl.
I said what I said.
Sad.
I don't have a word for it, but the final sleep, this end to the night, were it to come, I don't know that I would be mad. I remember in my youth how much I wanted to hold the world, to mold it, to bend it, to twist it, to make it right. And I have seen it. I have seen it with my father. And with many a king. It is like sand. All it is, everything in the world, you hold it, you squeeze it as tight as you can, and it runs from you. Your fire, your anger, your rage, you pour into it. You harden it. You make the world something that reflects you. And all the effort you put into it, it is brittle. It is fragile. And then, in the end, it shatters and it cuts you. There is so little point to any of it.
What was the point to me?
Do you need one?
Yes. Cesare, was I a mistake?
No. No. You were never a mistake, nor were you an accident or anything of that nature. You were sad. And I was sad. And for a moment, we got to be sad together. And the truth is, whether it is a night or forever, it is only the moments that have beauty.
You left me for 5 years. You abandoned me. I had no idea what I was.
But you survived.
Couldn't even do me the decency of explaining it.
Would you have believed me?
What is it you want me to do, then?
I don't want you to do anything. What do you want to do?
I don't know.
Then I want you to figure that out.
There is something stalking London. We believe it to be one of the horsemen of the apocalypse.
Okay.
That's funny to you?
What? Do you expect me to jump at ghost stories?
It wasn't a ghost story. He nearly killed me.
But you survived.
Do you care at all?
Of course I care. How would you say this to me? What would you have me do?
They've set guards to watch the house as though we couldn't take care of it ourselves. Are you not even slightly insulted? He staked me to a fucking carriage.
That is disappointing.
He took the best piece of armor that I have. I'm useless now. I'm weaker than I ever was. The rest of them, they're so fast and smart and nice. They're useful. This was the only thing I could do. And it's gone now. And you sit here and you laugh. I was afraid. I was so afraid and no one was there. And you were never there. For 5 fucking years, you left me. And I thought I was insane. I was raised by madmen and addicts. And I come here, and none of it gets better, and I'm just angry and disappointed all the time. And then everyone has something to fucking say about that, don't they? And then you waltz back in, and you laugh.
Do you want me to tell you why I came back?
Yes.
Because I wanted to. Do you want to know why I left?
Yes.
Because I wanted to. Centuries. I walk around the earth. Do you know what I learned? None of it matters. None of it. Not the life, not the death. None of it. It is meaningless. You wish for me to be afraid of what? Of God. I was raised afraid of God. What does the Bible tell us about Cain? Nothing. Because it is a lie. It does not exist to good men. But we are here, you, me, you see me. We are here, yes? Because there are no good men. Because it is only now. 300 years, I walk around here. You tell me what any of it mattered. None of it has any meaning. It is only about this moment. It is about the pleasure, the pain. It is about hugging you when you cry. It is about taking you when I want. It is about feeding when I am hungry.
I don't want you to be afraid of God. I wanted you to be afraid of losing me.
I am afraid that you are so sad. But I am not afraid of losing me. I am not afraid of losing anything because I have nothing to lose.
Nothing.
No.
If you would be so kind. I know that you have pull in the church somehow. If you could find any research on on the horseman or something that could help keep you busy. You always did like reading.
Of course. I am sorry I have disappointed.
Everyone disappoints me.
Who told you?
I need to get ready for work, and I think you should go to bed. You had a big day.
Do you wish for me to be gone when you come home?
Did I ask you to?
No.
I'm not completely useless. I can kick people out of my own home if I want to.
I have never thought of you as useless.
Apparently, you never really thought of me at all.
Do not mean that. Of course I care for you. Care deeply. But I am old and I have not this romantic spirit that you do.
No one's ever accused me of being romantic before.
Of course you are. Who could not see that?
Good night, Cesare.
Nebella.
I'm going to set the house on fire as I leave. Just, not Tina Turner, but like, is it Tina Turner?
Great Expectations.
What's the one where she like sets the car on fire and just walks? Fuck me, it's
I'm
not
literally
Tina.
just picturing Great Expectations at this point. So.
Which one of us is Havisham? I mean, I don't have anything.
That's fine. Yeah.
What the fuck is that movie though?
Chad, if you know what movie we're talking about, let us know.
Please.
Who's Chad?
For a hot second, so did I.
heard Chad.
Well, the fact that you were looking like at Chad, it's like, so it's either
Chad,
that
if you know.
Hey,
or
guys,
Chad is under the
I'm
table.
You know how she's asleep, right?
Chad's my sleep paralysis demon.
Chad,
Do you like it?
Next time he shows up, I'll call him Chad and see if we can leave.
He's just gonna go, hey. It's the greatest thing for a demon to say ever.
So can all of our demons.
When he shows up, it's like, hey, that's how we know. And then we need a new person like, hey, we're like, ah!
Hey, demons. It's your boy. And then it's like, hey.
They're demons, it's me, your boy. Good.
On a practical note, Lola would like to speak with Harper about getting invitations to that party, like maybe under fake names or
Yes. You can begin to work on that. Absolutely.
Perhaps in the guise of like wealthy potential investors to this medical organization. Do they have those? Is that why they're fundraising? It seems like if it's a fundraiser, they'd be inviting rich people to give them money.
Give money. That is a yes.
I think that's as good a cover as any.
That sounds good.
she also wants to have a sit down and chat with Maisie about the locket in case,
Mm-hmm.
cult bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In case cult bullshit.
break glass in case of cult bullshit.
Basically,
Every window in our
There's no glass.
Okay. Anything else before big Adrian chat?
Let me tell you though, during a quiet RP moment, the loudest sound in the whole world is when you're eating a pickle, and I was trying so hard to
Sorry.
eat pickles quietly. No, it's not your fault. They're just loud.
I didn't hear it. Yeah,
I didn't
no.
No,
hear
but
it
it's
all.
it's
In your
in my
ears?
mouth, and
Yeah.
it's all I could hear. And I was like, I'm so loud. I'm so sorry.
I
Mics
could-
are
I
picking
heard
this
that,
up.
but
I could legitimately hear
Courtney.
the ticking.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I couldn't hear anything.
I was
No.
like weirdly focused on the ticking. I was
Yeah.
like, all right.
God, I would like to talk to you more, but there's fucking pickles.
Abby just walks on the staircase.
Hey.
I find it unacceptable. These pickles all the time. The crunch.
Can that be the name of the episode tonight?
Pickles. Hey, hey.
Hey, it's me, Pickles.
Hey, what's up, Pickles? It's me, ya boy.
Pickles. Pickles.
Chatty there.
Chat. Cool.
I mean, I'm assuming I heard you a little bit, but you were talking about the plants and stuff, so you covered that, right? Cool.
Yes, plans. I heard plants.
I did too, and
Yeah.
Yes, I
plants.
I was like, is that
We're all
the
stroking
poppy?
tonight.
Was she talking about the poppy? Like,
Surprise! I became a druid after 2 months.
What
Anyway,
the
I would
fuck
like
is
to invoke
Chad
talk
doing with the plants?
You said to make plants. I've been pruning gardenias for you all day.
Plants.
And then it's that 1950s like segue sitcom music. Chad. Cool.
yeah.
Let's go to a strip club. It's 2 in the afternoon. Let's go find a
No.
British B squad. Oh man, they're all Canadian. They just apologize the entire time.
Yo, I want to find a Canadian
No,
like
dude, they're
Winners.
Australian. And they're batshit insane.
They're terrible.
Just shooting spiders all day. What are you doing?
My mom went to a strip club once, my mother, and there was a woman there who had a huge rag, but apparently she had been using them for a while. She was extremely bored. And she
The
was
lady with the big rack.
both, and but the big rack was
What?
chewing gum and just flipping them. So every time someone says "B squad strippers," that's
That's what you picture.
good.
I pictured the strip club in Ontario, Canada called Beef.
I pictured that sign on I-75.
Cafe Risque.
Yeah,
Sorry, we are not sponsored.
I'm not sponsored by Cafe Risque, but they do bear all.
Chlamydia made flesh. made stone and mortar. Made drywall. That's
It's on every billboard.
Is it?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
it's
It's the
Cafe
same.
Risque. We bear all with the exact same silhouette on it for miles on
so
I-75.
they have like real faces.
Some of them do.
Yeah, the ones I see.
I think I'm hallucinating.
Welcome to my entire day.
I see the faces. I don't know what you're looking at.
Just shapes.
I shouldn't have taken that thing before the game. I apologize to all of you. I thought I could hold my shit.
You're an old man now, Sean.
Why is it 1997?
Men in Black?
5?
What?
97?
I was 6. 6 or yeah.
Shut up.
Depends on what time of the year it was.
All right, guys.
We all know how old I was at 97.
How cute
I
it is.
don't.
You're not born?
She was.
3.
Yeah.
I was driving. I didn't have a license. I was far too young. But
Illegally.
So, now that we're back,
Hi.
that was a nice. No.
Get some water.
It's a good palate cleanser. Yeah.
I need some water because I just ate a whole sleeve of pickles.
Yeah.
You ate a whole Chad.
Listen, sometimes it just be like that.
Sometimes like that it be.
It do.
Chad's so salty.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I don't like this conversation.
Can we get back to the Italian Luigi?
Luigi.
Because they're Italian.
I know.
Talk about this. All right, blessed. Yes, speaking of blessed people, let's go talk to damned people.
Let's go have tea.
All right, you
It's the most
guys
important time of the day. It is. Absolutely.
gather up, head out to the tea house. Do we remember the name of the tea house?
Which one is it?
Something. I was a widow something.
Sorry. Widowmaker.
Tea will make a widow out of you. You're drinking enough,
No, I'm
man.
terrible.
It was a widow something.
If it was just from last week, then I don't have
It
it.
was last week.
And we were
Yeah.
the only two that went there. So.
Yeah. I wrote down everything about the mechanic shop and literally nothing else.
The widow. It's just the widow.
Go with the widow's watch. That's fun, right?
It might have been the Widow's Watch.
Oh,
Brood widow.
wait.
I have Clifton Hargreaves.
I wrote down the Grey Lord's pub. Is that something?
No.
No, that's not where the Havoc Sounds.
Okay, cool. Then not that.
Yep.
This is the Grey Widow's tea house.
Isn't Widow
Rising
isn't
Widow.
Widow
It's
one
the-
of the
it's the Rising
Havoc
Widow.
Hounds?
Yes,
Yeah.
Widow is one of the Havoc.
Yeah.
It's the Rising Widow, guys. I wrote it down.
Ah,
Thanks,
I
Raina.
write things down.
thank you.
I just had to get
I
to
was
it.
going to go with Widow's Peak.
The Rising Widow on the west side.
No, that's the strip club. And Peak is spelled P-E.
Yeah, the Widow's. You're not wrong.
Once their husbands are gone, they have no way to earn money.
But they're all in like in tasteful mourning lingerie with the veils.
Hey, it's half morning now,
It's a
literally.
very sad.
I feel like this would be a good business proposition.
It wouldn't.
They're all stripping to just like
Funeral dirge.
It's just a really sad Adele.
Oh, man.
So Adele?
Yeah.
Right.
So all Adele.
Yes. Sorry.
I'm
Okay.
still
So the widow's
You're good.
Rising Widow.
Rising widow.
Rising Widow on the west side.
You guys make your way in. Once again, smaller establishment. You know that it, as an organization, does well to accept and find appropriate ways of dealing with special individuals. So you all have the opportunity to feel very comfortable and at home as you make your way in. Adrian is there. He is sitting in the exact same table. He is watching just some of the people pass by. You see him dropping lumps of sugar into his tea. By the time you guys get there, he's probably put like 6 in there. Like, it's
I mean, he's not gonna drink it.
It's just a
fine.
slurry. Oh, he drinks.
he does, yeah.
He just likes his tea like that.
yeah,
My
he-
kind of man.
Yeah, he yeah.
The sugar.
That's how Courtney likes her tea.
It's more slushy
Yeah.
than
Does he want some blood with his
That
tea?
sounds delicious.
yeah.
You chew the granules.
I don't like that. No, don't like that. I'll go sit down.
Yeah.
Well, would have just done that.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Hello there. Oh. Oh, my.
Hi.
Yes, it is you, isn't it?
Certainly is.
I hope you're well.
Quite, I think.
Good. Good. Glad to hear it. Have all of you met Adrian before? Have
Yes.
You? No. Adrian is a tall, slender man. He has
Alice has met him.
But Barry hasn't.
Alice has met him. He was not described.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Sorry.
He's just in the hospital.
Yeah, tall, slender man. He has small, circular, sort of reading glasses that he keeps on. His priestly robes are a bit garish. They are quite embellished in their decorations of crucifixes and things along those lines. He does sort of have the high, near priest collar.
Are they more costume-like, or do they look like actual?
Oh,
As someone who would recognize both costumes and priest robes.
a mix of the two.
Right.
Yeah. There's something legitimate about them, but no priest would ever wear them. Even the most outlandish of the popes would be like, ooh, peel it back, Liberace. Not quite that bad, but
Not even Jude Law as the young pope.
Picturing a pope.
ooh.
Jude Law as the young pope would.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, primarily black. His are silver and red. Most of his embellishments. He wears gloves. Very pale skin, long white hair that sort of matches. He has sort of milk-like texture to his skin. He doesn't seem ever like sad or neutral. He seems to have a fairly positive aura about him. So you guys come in and sit down.
Mhm.
Oh, and it is good to see you all. I'm glad you all made it.
I think we are too.
Wonderful.
Pleasure.
Of course, of course. Thank you. Yes. Lucy, are you all right?
Yes, I took the liberty of explaining the Ripper business to Adrian a few days ago. Perhaps you can shed some light on it all.
I will try. The church's official stance is that Revelations is both a literal and metaphorical text. Churchly scholars often point to a number of clues within the text itself that speak to John's writing of it in 85 AD, having references to Nero and the political structure of the time. Not to mention the troubles that the early Christian church, Catholic Church, were facing. It is an interesting and odd text in and of itself, in that each of the trials, the tribulations, the times of great turmoil in and of themselves, are fairly apocalyptic in their description. Now, the first thing we wanted to look into was the claim of these horsemen, as has been presented to us. You had also mentioned Cain in its description, I believe, when we spoke last.
Yes, and I believe he was the Mr. Kane that we had a run-in with earlier.
Yes, when some of us ended up carrying around extra passengers.
Yes. I remember that was the initial business that brought us here.
Yes. He was with that lot.
Right. Well then, there are many bits of the Bible in all of its iterations that are perplexing at the best of times. And in the worst, most obscure, unfortunately. And before we can take it as a holy gospel truth, we must acknowledge that there are things not mentioned in it, withheld from, things that exist outside the bounds. Yes, we are all going. Yes.
We all buzz in agreement.
The alert has begun. Well done. Well done.
Good. British are coming. We're all right here.
Oh God!
Oh, no.
No.
We're all right here.
Get away!
Is it just-
Again, the Canadians.
Oh, no.
The Canadians.
It's fine. It'll take a while. They're not in a hurry.
Well, now, let us begin. So, there's only one rider of the first four that has a name. That is Death. He's often described as riding a hail or pallid horse. If you look at the true Greek translation, it also could be green, but not a normal green. It's the type of green you see in decay. It's commonly meant to evoke that visual of decrepit death. The other three are interesting. The first is conquest or strife. Pictured on a white horse, carries a bow. Some believe, because of the use of white, that this would be Jesus, or some great servant of God to spread the gospel to all the corners of the land, to conquer, as it were. I disagree with this particular translation. Conquest and strife that it brings, to my mind, focuses on the expansion of. Yes, it is waiting to exhale.
Okay.
Yes, I am as well.
Sorry.
You're fine. It speaks to dealing with outside forces, enemies. The second rider is war, of a red horse, given a great sword. Some debate whether that is external wars, civil wars, dissent within the church. The third comes famine. But in the passages of famine, there are also instances that take umbrage with price gouging, capitalism, with want and greed. Statements made by famine specifically are about setting the prices of necessities, but leaving the prices of luxuries alone. It is also said to carry scales to balance them. The last is death. After death, when he arrives, there's this bit of an ambiguous passage in which he or they are given a quarter of the world to kill those within using sword, famine, and beast alike. Whether it's a quarter of the world for all four of them or each receive a quarter remains unclear. Those are the first four seals. The fifth seal, all of the martyrs are revealed and given special robes. They get to hang out on the sidelines for a bit. And in the sixth seal, we have the very first tribulation or apocalypse. Specifically, and there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth made of hair, and the whole moon became like blood, and the stars of the sky fell to the earth. The sky was split apart. Every mountain an island were moved out of their place. It is at this point that mankind hides themselves in caves and mountains, acknowledging the presence of him who sits on the throne and the wrath of the Lamb, which we know to be Jesus. What follows beyond here are horns and plagues, each of them an apocalyptic event in and of themselves. This is before we get to the rising of beasts, of one from the sea, one from the land. This is before the dragon, that is Satan, crawls out of the pit. This is before the Antichrist. This is all quite early. When we get to the end, once we have defeated all the evil, once the Lion of Judah has led the holy back to earth, once we have set up a 1,000-year reign and Satan rears his ugly head one final time, and he is once more cast into the fires of the abyss, it is then that God sets up a new paradise on earth, second Eden. It's this idea that I think has stoked the imagination of our horsemen. You see, if this is the third rider of the apocalypse, then there is not much we could do. Stop him, keep people alive. Perhaps that's why we are able to have, by my count, some 20-odd apocalyptic events. Because good people like you and I are here to save humanity. I like that idea. It's heroic. But in the end, God comes down, and a new paradise is created. You all said that this individual had identified himself as Cain. You spoke of marks that he bore, that he hungered, which spoke to the nature of famine. So there was some sort of connection between himself and vampirism. It is often thought that Cain is the father of vampires. It speaks similar to the curse that God places upon him, that the earth, which swallows Abel's blood, would reject him, the idea of everlasting life. It also speaks to the idea that it would wander the earth, never knowing peace. All of that ties into the idea of famine. What more are vampires than hungry wanderers, forbidden from the earth? It makes poetic sense. It makes sense that I can believe in. So then, I've done some digging. Officially, the church recognizes Genesis much the same way it does Revelations. It is both literal and metaphorical. Do we begin with what two people? Science, as far as we know, tells us no. Earliest civilizations are Sumerian, Egyptian. None of them begin in the East, as far as we understand it. Of course, given where it's written and the scope of their world, beast could have been a mile away, as far as we know. Still, it is a difficult plausibility to believe that all of humanity spawns forth from two souls. But that doesn't mean there wasn't an Eden. That doesn't mean there wasn't a perfect place at one point. A place that is now guarded by the angel of fire. A place that humanity was cast out of. We look back to that original sin. Sometimes it's misinterpreted as the discovery of morality. That the fruit from the tree of good and evil teaches them shame, specifically what the Bible cites. They discover that they're naked, they feel poorly. And before that, they didn't know. It is also said that after Adam eats of the fruit, all the animals do as well. But they don't. They don't feel shame, do they? The idea that it is good and evil in a moral sense belies the actual translation, as far as I can tell. It's a rhetorical device. Both good and evil would encompass everything. Literally. The serpent tempts Eve by telling her that she wouldn't die, that she would become like God. That by knowing everything, they might ascend. But Eve doesn't die. It's one of the few times in the Bible God promises quite a smiting and doesn't deliver. Neither does Adam. They're cast out from paradise. They go on to raise a family. In fact, the first person that dies is Abel. Of the first 4 humans in Genesis, Abel's the faultless one. We have to wonder why. Why not start over? Why not smite Adam and Eve? Why not keep your promise? Why not kill them and begin again? Some would say that the serpent was right, that by tasting the fruit, they are ascendant, they are immortal, they are something greater. But I think there's a very interesting point there. They share it. One piece of fruit, whether it's fig or apple or mushroom, whatever it might be, plum, some translations. Split between them. Now, I believe God to be an all-merciful entity, capable of infinite forgiveness. And while I don't find the Old Testament particularly tasteful, a liar he never is. If this is the Cain of old, then it would stand to reason. Strife might be that Eve. brought conflict into the world. Abel, the first dead. Be my guess. Seems poetic. I do love poetry. What has Mr. Adams potentially be war? I don't suspect they were the intended horsemen, but I think forced into immortality, given a spark of divine knowledge. If you knew perfection, you knew paradise. I suspect after a few millennia, you might end a world to get back there, to find it again. It's all a bit of conjecture. There are no specific texts or research that supports these theories. These are me looking into what is known and attempting to suss out what can be. Either way, it seems as though, whether they are legitimate or imposters, you have some fairly powerful enemies that have some quite grand designs for the world at large. Thoughts?
It's a lot.
So we hold them back. That's the best we can hope for.
I'm not sure. We know that they have some plan. We know that it involves machines in some way. We know that the actions of Mr. Ripper are one of necessity. That's not part of the grand design. That's not part of the plan. They have flaws. We'll need to find those. Officially, the church doesn't recognize the apocalypse as being nigh, so my hands are slightly tied. But if this does relate to our initial investigation, I can hopefully yet provide some assistance. I'm sorry I don't have better news.
Thank you.
I think that any kind of information is better news than we had before.
Good on that. Understanding the dire situation is the first key to stopping it.
How does one dispatch of these types of things?
That is a very good question.
Should we all start praying in the hope that he listens?
Normally, I'd say yes. But I have to believe my big question is, why now? least 6 millennia of human history. Why choose now? Perhaps they've tried before, perhaps they've failed. I don't know. But plague hasn't killed us. Black or bubonic or otherwise. Inequality. War. Something different. Something's different. You don't stay in a hunting ground after it's become hostile. You move on.
Do we know that he's still here?
How long ago did he deliver?
Not long.
A week ago. Not even.
We're,
He delivered those packages.
we're,
But we don't know if that's actually. That just could have been pre-written.
the world is far more connected now than it's ever been. We can speak across oceans, across continents. We can fly there. No other time in history has such a feat been possible till now. Maybe they're afraid of people coming together.
Or is it possible that they were asleep and somehow got to Logan?
I don't know.
Possibly.
Is it possible that there's another faction? There are other names from the beginning of the Bible. If these four are real,
It is possible.
then there's a whole other side.
What names would you have me look into?
Lilith? She started at the same time.
Lilith is only mentioned in the official Bible once. But,
What about Lucifer?
well, one would hope he remained in hell.
I don't think we have that sort of luck, Adrian.
He didn't stay in the first place. He was put.
Don't you worry, I'm gonna have a chat with him.
This is a Caitlin question. Is Amara a real person or is that made up?
What?
Who?
Amara.
From what?
Supernatural.
No, it's made
No,
up.
that's not real.
What words
I
are
don't
you
think
using right
she's, I mean, maybe in the Gnostic Gospels, but I don't.
I think she's one of the wives of one of,
Not all wives had normal names.
did they?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like I don't want to say like Ezekiel, but it's like Abraham something like Rachel.
Yeah, Rachel,
Mhm.
Sarah.
And
They-
like all the wives were just really
Well, those
super
are just the two that
normal
we
names.
talk about.
Yeah.
They list out like all the wives of Abel, of what is it, like Seth
Abraham.
and
Yeah.
Abel. It's like 4 generations before you get to Abraham.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she maybe is one of those.
Not
one of those
as something
wives.
significant enough that we'd
Yeah.
even think. It's in that big begat paragraph, and
Yeah.
we skimmed over that, man. But
Yes, I'm here just asking you
But that's
guys
the
because you
other
guys know, so I'm trying to look it up.
Mhm.
No, Seth.
Seth,
There was a 5th member of the family.
that later on. Yes.
But if the other 4 are real, and if it's a familial tie that binds them,
Possibly. Look into it. But Seth would have been mortal.
Why?
If Cain's cursed by God and the other 2 have tasted fruit from the tree, Seth has no
What?
touch of divinity upon him.
Abel is mortal.
Well, literally
Mortality.
nothing. He's dead.
There
If he-
is that.
I thought all of us were dead.
There's nothing to indicate that they are. No. Specifically, the only one that's given any indication of being dead or death-like is the fourth. First, wears a crown.
It's the queen.
I knew it.
She's not a mermaid.
Oh, God, it's so much worse. So much worse.
Well, actually, I guess mermaids could ride horses.
Yeah.
Ride saddle.
Oh.
That's why she rides saddle.
I knew it.
Oh.
What?
I do.
Oh. No, it's fine.
What?
No, it's fine. I'm having weird little revelations over here.
Yeah, say it.
It's not done yet. It's not done yet.
Still cooking.
It's half-assed right now.
It wasn't when he wrote it, man. Have you read that LSD trip that is Revelation?
It's true.
Jesus.
No, I'm hallucinating right now.
The thing that John
We've been
wrote
over
when he was
this, alright?
starving to death on an island.
That's when you want to write. That's peak
What about-
writing time.
The beast.
The beast would be after the sixth
No,
trump.
the other beast.
The dragon?
The
The
fourth
hellhound?
seal.
The fourth seal?
The beast that follows at death's heels.
Oh yeah, doesn't he have like a dog?
Yes, he has a dog. Okay.
It's,
It's the queen.
it's actually not. No, it doesn't mention. There's no beast there. It's Hades. It's not an individual. It's a term for the afterlife. That all those that had died would have come back with him, and that's why we get with the fifth seal. That's why we get the martyrs.
Wait, all those who died have come back with him, meaning like walking dead? Or spirits?
There's a cup for you.
Soldier. Hold it like this. It says die.
Yeah.
That's definitely what I saw first.
I see ear.
I said his ear.
Die. There we go.
You have to drink at that angle now so we can see it.
Now it's just old.
It's like a Coke commercial.
Subliminal message.
Yeah, take a sip, they go right into the mic.
Hmm. The fifth seal, specifically the martyrs that have died in God's name, they are.
And they come back to haunt you all.
No. They're put to the side and blessed. Yeah, they get to hang out and watch. They're literally told, it's not time yet. Hang out, put on some robes, stay on this mountain.
And then once Eden comes again, they get admitted.
No, before that, there's a big war.
And they have to fight
They,
again.
no, they watch.
No, in the
the
war,
war?
they fight in the war.
They do.
They do fight
So
in the war.
you died for me. Come and die for me again.
No, there's no dying the second time. Victory is assured because you're
Because it's the apocalypse.
The
right.
opposite
I
of Valhalla.
hate to derail this absolutely beautiful theological discussion. I would very much like to know how to kill him.
Can you kill him?
God?
Oh God, I guess.
I would wager that we begin with the classics. Beheading, staking, fire.
If he's one of us,
Then he just listed all the classics.
that would work.
If he is.
He tasted funny.
I'm sure he did.
It burned. I'm pretty sure I had to make some sort of a save in my mind just to continue.
Yes.
Wasn't it because his power surged through you and shorted you out?
I don't know.
That one just tasted bad.
I would wager their souls are denied entry into any afterlife. So as long as you remove their souls, then you should be able to stop the bodies.
Why does the Bible not tell the truth about everything? Why are we not mentioned?
Because the Bible was written by men. When has man ever been truthful with you?
Because
Present
the
company
Bible is written as
excluded, of course.
propaganda, and they're not going to mention
the dark side of things and the propaganda.
They mentioned some of the dark side of things.
There's many holy texts. And from the monsters that we've encountered, we can say that there's more than what is included in that specific holy text.
What about Marius?
You'll have to refresh me.
Oh, you've not met him?
I'm sorry.
Marius.
Cody is.
Oh, that's Matthew.
Matthew's character.
Oh,
I don't think he's met. Have you met Marius?
no.
No.
Adrian hasn't.
No, he hasn't.
Adrian would not know him.
That's so rude of me. I'm name dropping him.
All the people you don't know.
You had to be there.
We have new friends
Sorry,
now,
it's just-
Adrian.
I'm very
Oh, you don't know
Marius?
Marius? Oh, no, it's fine.
Friends.
It's just we hang.
It's a guy from work. I'm so
I-
sorry.
I'm Adrian.
I told her about you.
Oh, that's
Yes. Her description
thing
did
to
not do
know.
you justice.
I
Okay.
met him once at the time, to be fair.
Can you read my pen, Richard?
Yeah. Yeah.
Stop that.
I'm your proofreader.
There's things besides just us.
Yes, there are, and there are more gods than the one that we understand. But from what
Then we go to them.
we can try,
can.
absolutely. From
We can definitely go to them. Doesn't your prophet have ladies? Didn't the ladies write things too?
No, women don't write.
not a lot of those made it into the official translations.
You can check the Apocrypha.
I forget that you don't know these things.
The
Wow.
The Apocrypha, it is a literal term. That which did not make it in.
Yes,
It's the extra books.
There's a word for that.
Extraneous.
It's the collected novellas of the Bible.
Pretty much, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
it's the Cimmerillion of the Bible.
the authors that
Cute.
submitted work and didn't get accepted.
It's the fan fiction of the Bible.
No, they all submitted their work at the same
Let's be
time.
honest,
Just
the
the
Bible's just
better
fan
ones were
fiction.
chosen. And they were all written by men.
It's true.
Isn't it like Mary? Didn't she write one?
No.
No.
Yes, in the Apocrypha.
In the
She
Apocrypha,
did,
yes. Not in the traditionally accepted Bible.
Esther,
This
that's the female author.
Did Esther write her own, or
No.
was it written about
It
her?
is unclear.
Because I don't think Ruth wrote
Listen.
hers either.
is something that might come up.
Yes.
That I'm sure the church doesn't want to. I can't think of the word. Divulge.
There's lots of things the church.
But which might very soon become relevant, would be the location of Eden. If it was an actual place, I'm sure you have ideas. The
The
church has been working on this for
Surrounded by
several
fire and no one lives
hundreds of
there.
years.
Didn't we just purchase a penal colony in
But
the China Sea? Is it not Australia?
Is Eden Australia?
I believe the jury is still out on that.
It's on fire. There's nothing there but demons.
but
There's quite specifically a, I believe it's a cherubim, but an angel, one of the
Also seraphim.
seraphim.
They're the evil Bernie.
seraphim are the big ones.
Yeah. Cherubim are, they're actually not babies. They're actually really freaky.
They are baby
Yeah.
versions of what
The
they are.
seraphim are I believe,
The
Are
big
the
ones.
highest.
They are.
Are they the archangels
Yeah.
or something different?
Are-
Something different.
Archangels don't
Archangels is only
exist.
four of them.
So,
Or there might be five, but there's
yeah, so, because going ahead and do a lot of reading.
I would like to show off the homework that he did.
So much
Hello,
more.
my name is Cody. This is my book report on Revelation.
on the Bible.
It is the whole Bible
The report
of
is bigger than the actual Bible because it's double spaced.
Let's start the
It's the
PowerPoint.
widest margin.
Miss Fletcher, can you please lower the lights? Thank you.
You have your laser pointer.
So in so the really where you get the choirs of angels is like Judaic, and it goes angel, archangel, and then like cherubim, throne, crown, blah 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 blah, seraphim.
Yeah.
And then there are 4 named archangels, actually up to 7 named archangels, because the Bible can't decide whether it likes the number 4 or the number 7 better.
I think it
Because-
was a promotion thing.
It was a yeah.
Yeah, it was. I
There were-
honestly think there were 4 to begin with, and then it's P.S. This guy did really well in this battle, so no.
So we're gonna bump them up a little bit.
Yeah, because Michael was
because it's men trying to I don't mean men. I mean it's man trying to explain
Yeah.
it in the terms they see.
So very much like 4 and 7 happens in Revelations literally all the time. But the official 4 archangels, the 4 like named cool dudes, are like Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, and
Lucifer started out.
but he went away. No, it's not Ezekiel. It's
Yes, it is.
That's fair.
and these are the 4 like heavenly beings right, it's killing me too.
Yeah, I
Go
got
for it.
Which one? About
The
The
one
4
that's not-
archangels,
Steve.
You got Michael and Gabriel and
Uriel.
Uriel.
Oh,
But
used to know
The other one you're thinking of is probably Raphael.
Raphael. There it
Because
is.
then the other
The Ninja
extra,
Turtle.
the extra ones are
Oh God, can you imagine if they were just the Ninja
Barackio.
Turtles?
Yeah.
Jagudiel, because now we're just making up names.
Yeah.
Putting letters together.
No,
Yeah.
Jay Gudiel is like it's like J
Yeah.
period Gudiel, and he's just like he's the DJ of the arcade.
Yeah. But like,
Yo, what up, son? This is DJ Jay Gudiel here.
but like,
It's like, because it was Gabriel, Michael,
plays all the
Uriel,
hymns.
Raphael, and
Yeah.
then the other ones, the ones that no one remembers are
You can hang
Jagudiel, Salafiel, and Barachiel.
yeah.
Those aren't real names.
Barachiel is the one that I hear occasionally mentioned. That's what those are. But so like the top order is like seraphim, and they're literally they have like 9 or 7 like fiery wings.
Okay.
And so they got a ton of fiery wings.
Yeah.
They describe in Revelations the 4 things which are supposed to match the 4 winds, like all the wings and like lion head,
And
eagle
also he's
head,
a big wheel and he's
human
on
head.
fire.
And
Yeah.
the wheels have eyes.
Yeah. That's
Millions, thousands of eyes.
that's
That's
those are
something
thrones. Those are
I beg your pardon,
yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Those-
A turtle that's flying through space.
That's a whole
and
other.
it's turtles all the way down.
Then we're combining.
Yeah, I love it.
So when you have the tree Yggdrasil,
Yeah.
and then
Thank
you have the
one?
Lord Pain.
Lucifer?
No.
Which Lord Payne? Why are you gesturing to me like I know it?
The
The
Norse one?
bleeding hand.
Lord Entropy.
Lord Entropy.
Lord Entropy.
I was like, why are you gesturing to me? Oh, it's because it's Nobilis. That's why you're asking me.
Because at some point it all devolves into Nobilis.
Someday.
I have failed the wisdom save.
Someday I
You
will.
all can do it.
plans.
No.
I just like pull out the Nobilis book. What up?
Lord Entropy. And there's a basketball game happening behind it.
Yes,
I
there
don't
is.
have to try to be evil, but sometimes.
What people don't understand is that basketball game is Nobilis' Ragnarok. It ends like Space Jam.
Yeah.
All right?
Come on and slam.
Okay, so
So back.
The official
Okay,
stage.
Back to-
no question.
So, real quick with Adrian,
Yes.
what I am going to say is this, and Adrian will explain this in far more eloquent terms to the lamplighter's. You guys can brain translate for me.
And then we can talk about Revelation.
That's fine. The idea that we are not denying other religions or other entities of good and evil and God. The idea that Adrian puts forth is that there is, think of it like a great energy source or a great mass,
Mhm.
right, of divine energy.
Right.
And that it gets filtered into the world in a variety of ways, which is why we can have these sort of 4 horsemen figures, but them not be the literal
Right.
4 horsemen.
Yeah.
Just like
And
a
that,
celestial conduit.
right. And that they can attempt to force into reality the book of Revelations to
Mhm.
achieve their goal.
Okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
But that does not mean that there are not other Rakshasas or, other Hindu or Shinto or a variety of other deities and creatures and beings. Because I don't want to put that staple on the world. I don't want to be like, no voodoo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to, for this specific idea, pull into something, and it's also very Victorian, right?
Yeah.
It's very
spiritualist.
Yeah.
In sort of the time and spirit of the idea. So he launches into a lengthy explanation, sort of that, and
it's really not fair for one god to decide the world's end.
You're saying I could meet Loki or Baron Samedi. That's what you're telling me here.
Yes, I will allow it.
Let's go to America.
I've been waiting. But
before.
Yes, go ahead. You had a question.
The location of Eden, because what you're saying right now is that there is quite possibly, and based on what we've seen, a physical location on Earth where there is an agent of heaven stationed right now.
Potentially, yes.
Which is someone that we may need to talk to.
Yes, although I would hate to distract him if their ultimate goal is to get back in there. But yes, there should, in theory, be a physical location that is Eden, that is paradise, guarded by seraphim. If I knew where it was, I would tell you. I'll see what the Pope knows. The Pope knows.
We're very persuasive. We could go talk to him.
I would love to talk to the Pope.
We have business in Vatican anyway.
Were there anyone that actually knew the entirety of it? I believe most of this information remains fairly compartmentalized.
I'm sorry, you're saying there's actually an agent of heaven on Earth?
Yes, that's exactly what he said.
The idea, right?
Do you know what that's worth?
Technically, all
True
priests
heaven
are.
is a place on
Thank you.
I wouldn't say it with so much derision. We're talking about the apocalypse.
My crazy priest friend managed to adequately bless necklaces and holy oil. So I'm assuming he's an agent of heaven.
It's him.
He may be crazy, but he's beloved by our Lord.
It's him.
It's him.
little children, man.
It is
All the
him.
children of the world.
Weren't you listening to what Adrian said? What is the apocalypse with
Do you
capital A?
think-
It's an apocalypse with a lowercase a.
Still.
That's literally just
And it
I
would
don't
be a
want to
negative. Would be a net negative.
Apocalypse is just a word that means revelation.
It means the end of the world.
No, it means revelation. It's Greek.
This is so immaterial. How do we kill it?
As soon as I figure it out, I will tell you. My best suggestion, if its mortal body won't die, you have two options. One, trap it forever somewhere. Or two, steal its soul.
That's the thing.
I suppose you have a soul carrier.
Well,
Isn't that what he does?
Interesting. What? Because your face sort of lit up when I said that.
I am...
Don't you just promise it something and then deny it?
I'm not sure what you're getting at.
Or lead them to believe that there's something else that they are worth and then rip that from underneath them? Is that not how you steal someone's soul? All we need to do is find a tree trunk big enough to stake him down.
I'm sorry, I just met this man. Is he our ally?
Did Adrian do something?
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
I think he's waxing poetic
about
what happened.
yeah,
Right.
Yes.
No,
Great.
this has nothing to do with you.
Cool. No, I thought so. I just wanted to make
I was
sure.
talking about you.
Yes.
She was talking
Waxing
in general
poetic?
terms
Yes.
of stealing
That's what I was
someone's
reading.
soul, and it
Sorry.
just got
Yeah. No.
I did. I was like,
You're good. I appreciate that. I also know I'm in the same seat, so occasionally you cast in, which is where he was.
Loving looks at you.
Yeah.
Loving looks at you, best
I am in no way upset by this, but I wanted to make sure. I was like, I think this is about Cesare, but I want to make sure. Can somebody?
Is it out of throwing wine? And she has something to say to Portia.
I just wanted to check about that. So, Adrian, right? Yes, I'm in fact a Krusnik.
What does that mean?
Bless you.
Wait, isn't it
Soul
Russian
stealer?
or Eastern European?
Croatian.
Soul taker?
Yes.
I beg your pardon.
That's a bit of it.
It's
Yes.
Russian. I got that.
The more of you.
Slavic.
No, not many. It's a tradition that that we learned from fairies. In
Fairies are
theory.
real.
Of course they're real.
Really, that's your sticking point.
Oh, listen, Verity, I wake up every morning and I'm surprised by something new every day. Give me this.
That's the legend, at least.
The ceilings told you how to.
Oh,
Not me specifically. I learned from a priest.
A bishop, perhaps? So fucking help me.
Not specifically a bishop, but
Was he like you?
was he like me?
Was he a cruise thing? Was he a Khrushchev?
No. But I mean,
Is he the leader of the USSR?
let's not get into that just yet.
Wait, is
It's-
Chester a bishop? This is Caitlin asking.
Yes.
He's the son of the Pope, apparently.
Yeah, he was.
Yes, he
Yeah.
was that.
The traditional image of Jesus, like white Jesus that you see, was
Is-
modeled
is-
after Cesare Borgia
Yeah.
after his father became the Pope.
Oh.
He got all the way up to cardinal.
Yeah, I think he did too.
Yeah. I think that's called nepotism.
It is. Oh, it certainly is.
Welcome to the church. What the
That
fuck's
is-
that?
Oh, honey. Oh, honey.
The Borgias are
Yeah.
Can be
real.
If you haven't read up on Borgia history, it's fucking wild.
It's mostly just like nepotism, patricide, and incest. It's-
Yeah.
Okay, but that's all. Okay, that's
So, are you gonna
propaganda.
defend? You gonna
Propaganda.
Okay.
Are there any
They're Italian. They get no defense.
It's
there that we might be able to find?
we're actually, it's a tradition that is extremely difficult to participate in. I might be able to teach others. I don't know how many of us are actually active. It was a tradition of shaman to shapeshift and by using their soul to expel it from their body and do battle with the, essentially our word for vampire. The idea being vampires aren't soulless beings, just the darkness has enveloped them, that it buries the light deep within. And by drawing it out, by forcing it out of the vessel, the divine spark that is each of our souls burns away the infected vessel. What I am telling you is that dealing with an individual soul is possible. I don't know if I'm the right vessel for that, but it can be learned.
Are there tests we could do to find someone who can learn it?
I will devise.
And you spoke of other gods. Would it help us to seek them out? Some of the ancient gods used to walk the earth in vessels themselves.
I would suspect any divine favor that you can find would be worthwhile. Although I suspect those that are older or are not as well remembered may find their powers waning.
From lack of worshippers.
Perhaps like practice, or moreover, just the idea that our concept of divinity has expanded. Once merely hurling lightning was once thought purview of the gods. The mightiest of them, Zeus.
So we already know God then.
But
I disagree.
from
was
what I
talking about
can,
Tesla, but sure.
from what I understand, there are a number of technological marvels that are bringing that feat closer to the grasp of man every day. So then, how truly mighty is he?
If we kill Tesla, we can find Zeus. Got it.
Right, yes.
I think Tesla is.
No, we just eat his heart.
The gods have
And
become
he
human and we must find them. And I've already found Zeus.
Yep.
Someone make a checklist.
That's why he loves pigeons, because he had a thing with a goose once, and he was like, that's it.
He was a swan.
Okay,
start
well,
talking to
601.
ravens.
She was a
Man.
lady. He was a swan.
That makes it better.
Yeah.
Could I make it any more?
She was a girl.
He was a swan. All right, Chad. Your goal for tonight is to redo Skater Boy
About Zeus.
and
If I
Lita.
make it any more obvious, it becomes a duet at that point. Someone's like, yeah. What?
It's just fucking Hermes in the background. What?
I would like some clarification.
I request clarification.
Zeus is like, it was a different
Heron-
time,
Heron
bro.
has a spit
It was a
take.
different time.
She wasn't into gods, but she was into swans.
It's a
Now,
real good looking
It was
swan.
later
Yeah.
by
Yeah, LEDA. That's where Clytemnestra and Helen came from.
now,
Sorry.
No, you're good.
That's my book report.
I am. We're doing a lot. We've done a lot of heavy stuff, man. I'm okay for
Yeah,
let's talk about
some
swan fucking.
breakups.
It's not.
He also turned into like just like he would like, I'm
he
going
turned
to be
into a-
light now, and
he
you're
turned
pregnant.
into a cow
He did.
Yes.
and impregnated Europa and then
Mhm.
carried her across the river. And when I showed that to kids in my 5th grade class, all they saw, because I had a book and I thought it was really rad, and all they saw was the cow, and then they called me Heifer for the rest of the year.
Oh,
Because
that's
Rocco's Modern Life
horrible.
had just come out.
Oh.
It's okay. How those 4 kids treating you, Matt?
Oh.
Because 5th graders are the worst.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, they really are.
No, seventh
Also,
grade
You
is the
said,
worst.
yeah. You said my 5th graders. I assumed you were teaching them. I didn't realize you were
Oh.
5th grade at the time.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Now you were talking.
yeah, I was like, what?
Yeah, bitch, I ran that school. I was like,
I was like, wait a minute.
oh, I was like, let's go mafia, y'all.
You were
Look at
in
this.
school.
Goldfinch, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I was like, you are very much misrepresenting right now. I was like, calm the fuck
I
down.
was like,
Jesus.
I was like, first of all, I don't know you taught 5th grade.
I taught high school.
Yeah,
Alright, I
I
can see
I
that.
didn't realize it was that. I was also like, you're not that old. Rocco's Modern Life had just come out. I was like, girl,
Oh,
You
Yeah.
couldn't be teaching when
Teaching
Rocco's
at that
Modern
point.
Life came out.
well, you know, we were just, it was really.
The education system, it's not getting the funding it needs, clearly.
I need
Like,
to
We
Jesus.
finally got these VHS of Raccoon's Modern Life, and I assumed it was an art history thing.
I was like, 1990? Jesus.
Rocco's Modern Life.
I want to watch that show.
Okay,
Sorry.
so there's this cow and he carries this girl.
Thomas, you've been cooking something up.
I have.
He has. Like, Thomas has a theory, and
Aliens, me
I don't know what.
I have consulted with aliens.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we just unleash whatever the fuck's in your head?
No.
No,
I mean, we could.
no.
Hey,
Step one. Like, I don't need your seals, motherfuckers. I'm going to bed.
Let's go on fire from last night. What do you got?
All right. Yeah, let's see if I still got it.
I don't think this is a bad theory.
Because last night he called 2 plot twists before they happened.
Damn.
Yeah, he did. His
All right.
mind palace is
It's not a plot twist. It's not a plot
So
twist.
many plot twists.
Now,
It's an explanation.
yeah. No, I know, but it's just funny. He was like, I think it's this. And Nick was like, that's what I wrote.
I have. I'm just trying to figure something out here. Now, not to distract from this, but the first time that we encountered any of these entities, when they placed these demonic beings into you, Daisy, into you, Yzolt, and into Rory, they were done for a reason, done to play to someone's strengths. Now, Rory ran off and hell knows just what it was she was doing. You, we have already thoroughly dissected. But Yzolt, why would they choose you? What is it that you do? You're an assassin.
Yeah, access to military, access to government. Oh, yes, I kill people from far away.
Exactly. Now, if these entities are opposed to the idea of people coming together, what is one figure that they could assassinate that would spark discord among nations?
Really?
Franz Ferdinand.
Yes. But
Well, yes,
They could
I
assassinate.
don't know if he's alive.
He's not,
He's not-
not literally
They could
that
assassinate-
idea, but that
But
train
the
of thought.
queen-
They could assassinate the
Yeah.
queen or the prime minister.
Or religious rule.
However, if one of these horsemen wears a crown, if they were to somehow integrate themselves into the royal family by marriage, by law, by some kind of magic, and then they assassinated the queen, there would have to be a succession. And then, assuming by what devices they do, it is entirely possible they could wear a crown.
For what purpose, though?
Effie, what was the name of your torturers? It was Kane and who else?
Kane, Evie, and we didn't get
Evie
Evie.
and
Yes.
Jareth Adams.
It wasn't Jareth. It was we didn't
It was
get his name.
nobody. We
It
did
was
not
another.
put-
It was
No one
another
else
man.
finds that slightly.
Oh, no, we do. Adrian
Oh, we
was about
certainly
this
we
months
certainly
ago.
did.
Was I awake on the table at that point?
Yes.
No, like not today. He told
No.
us that like months and months ago. Out of game.
Oh,
So, yeah.
Yeah, I actually I think that was actually
Never mind.
Sherlock.
That was,
Yeah,
that was
Sherlock.
Sherlock. That's
That
right.
was
oh,
the
that there was
Sherlock
a,
one.
an Adam Eve connection.
Yeah.
there?
Yes.
Kind
But no, yes,
Please, please continue.
No, you're good. No, you're good. You're absolutely good.
absolutely
It's a good thing to remind us of because I forgot about it until Sam brought it up a couple of weeks ago again.
Yeah.
No, it is a good connection.
So
Yes.
in the course of those events, I don't know if it makes sense. Perhaps I'm just speculating where there is no speculation to be found. However, if their goal is to sow discord and to wear a crown, hell, that's about as good a way as any. And then, if they were in such a position, they could carry on this war for as long as they need.
Albert is dead. Victoria's not going to marry anyone else.
But her children.
Edward.
They're immortal. They got time.
Besides, we already know that demons can take the form of people that already exist.
Anyway,
All they need is a portal to get here.
Who's to say she's not going to marry again?
Still mourning.
When did he die?
In the 50s or the 60s.
Yeah, but there was a scandal with where she was Mrs. Brown. She had a Scottish. It was Billy Connolly in the movie, but
It was
yeah,
Billy
but it was a
Connolly.
Scottish
A
guy.
Scottish Billy Connolly.
Yeah.
He is Scottish. But
No, just that's the descriptor.
yeah, but yeah, that they were so close, people were calling her Mrs. Brown.
Yeah, that she did the pen pal stuff with.
No, like he,
And then he moved in afterwards.
yeah, like they were
Yeah.
just around all the time.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
she got her.
But he was not, like, titled, so, right?
Not yet.
how else would you wage a war?
It's because we killed him and
Because
kept him from
apparently-
ascending.
Apparently, in this respect, they've
I
been
didn't do Jay.
moving their ways into positions of power subtly. They've had plenty of time to do it. I mean, hell, clearly they're fans of the roundabout way of doing things, hence why they'd put anything into you guys at all.
To be
Either
fair,
way.
it is a theory. It's a good theory, but we have a something,
And it doesn't tell us anything. It's just,
but we need to follow the something.
Explanation's always good there.
He doesn't like his horse,
I mean, it's in the title, the job description, rather.
right? But he really likes that horse.
Sorry, side note, we're not going to go around killing all the horses in London. This is the Men in Black
For the
situation.
record, that was definitely on my short list. Kill all the horses, start a feed the world fund. Until I realized this was a little bit more
We're not
far-reaching.
going to start stepping on cockroaches.
No, we're gonna do Live Aid.
Big guy
It's fine.
show up.
We're gonna do Live Aid. It's just the entire Birds of Dance cast.
Yeah. Amazing.
It's over.
I'm in.
I'm into.
We need to follow this one.
Which one?
The famine, the only one that we know of.
I don't know where he is.
Right, but we know that he physically has manifested at least.
We also know what sort of things he leaves in his wake. We may not recognize the others when we see them.
Right. I'm not saying we shouldn't look for them. It's a good idea, Mr. Haywood, but
I'm not suggesting it.
I think it's a lot to keep in mind, at least.
On the note of things to look for, do you remember any other things? I was indisposed.
he has a new pair of gloves now.
About what? What are you asking?
What, like the night that we got
Yeah.
possessed?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that night?
Do you remember anything else?
Wait,
You know, the night Lola was
What-
dead.
What do you actually remember?
Okay,
I
got it.
don't know what I remember.
That was so long ago.
It
I
was-
wasn't there.
I just know that I was awake the longest.
I was
You
getting
were.
Helena killed.
Yeah,
Noise.
noise.
Doing the Lord's work.
No, mostly everything that we, because after all of that info, after like we got interrogated for a little bit, the only thing I think I was really awake for that they weren't was like most of the ritual.
Mhm.
But like I didn't stay conscious for the whole thing of that
Mhm.
either.
The one thing that I have written down, I don't have anything written down with people, but I do have written down that it was God Lives in the Machine was written all over.
Yeah, I do remember making that note.
Other than that,
Yeah, because I didn't take a lot of notes that session, but I wrote down their names and God Lives in the Machine and absolutely nothing else because I was stressed out.
yeah, I was saying I was too, so I really don't have anything. I have Jareth and Haley, God Lives in the Machines, and Judeo-Christian demonic possession.
You know, the greatest hits.
Now that's what I call demons.
Volume 88.
Demons now.
Do you think there's any possibility of separating them? Sowing dissent?
If they are who we suppose they are, then I think that would be exceedingly difficult. If they're not, then every tactic
Well,
should be explored.
I was
Absolutely.
thinking about Death, who is historically impartial,
Mhm.
and was also, if we're assuming this is a pattern, was murdered by his brother.
That is good cause for dissent.
Apparently, the longer you live, the less things matter.
But he is
That sounds
alive.
awful. Sounds about right.
He didn't live, and depending on if he's even here yet, he may wake up remembering the last thing, which would be,
Getting murdered.
well, I suppose a squelching sound from behind.
A heavy thud.
What's the last thing you remember? Darkness, and then.
Mind palace?
Yeah, he's in the mind palace. Just let everyone be there.
He's tunning. I don't know what the fuck's happening. We're all about to die.
We are.
Oh, God. I salute you all.
Just by Eldritch Blasts.
Shoot off this fucking.
You I thought you were a god.
What? No, I said I disagree with that.
He was talking. You thought she was talking
Yeah,
about
you
you.
thought I was fine.
Yeah, because I was like, fucking, it's not like pure lightning.
No, Tesla is the lightning guy.
It was never you. It was never Thomas.
I don't want to be.
Good, because it's not.
I want to
Down,
die
I need a shirt
heroically
that says
like
Tesla is the
pirate.
lightning god.
I know, that's why I bought you this.
Mhm.
So you can think about what you're trying to live up to.
And also, just for thematic purposes, what I have it saved here, what I've been reading is Byron's The Vision of Judgment.
Oh, nice.
Theming.
Thing is
See.
important.
Writing Tesla is the lightning god.
Yes. We all serious about trying to talk to other deities.
We
Sure.
need help.
I don't think it would hurt to at least look into the religions that canonically did have their gods walk amongst the earth in human vessels. The Egyptians, for example.
We can speak to the druids. They think gods in what, trees and shit?
I don't. I'm
Yes.
not sure.
Well, it's more that the trees are sort of gods.
Trees as a collective.
I think God could be a frog.
All right, listen, what we need to do is get all the trees in the world on the same page, but not literally because
I mean,
it's a stone tablet.
I mean, if deforestation keeps going as it is, the trees will all be on the same page.
That's
Literally,
true.
the page.
Yes.
How did Cain kill his brother?
Rock.
Hit him in the back
He
of
hit
the
him
head
with a rock.
His weapon, he had a knife, but it seemed to be made of not,
It turned, it wouldn't.
it seemed like it was made of stone first.
Cain has a knife of stone, right?
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. That's what she's talking
right?
about.
No. Well, yeah, like in the Bible.
No,
He
hit him with
kills him with a rock.
It's like a rock.
Like
Yeah.
literally
They-
just a rock.
they had not
I'm
created
pretty
weapons.
sure the Bible itself doesn't specify.
Oh no, it's a rock. It's a big ass rock. Or maybe something like a cinder block is better.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's find a
Super
rock.
Smash Brothers. Yeah.
Yeah, they hadn't invented weapons yet because murder hadn't been done.
Well, he was the first murderer.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yes. Cool. I'm catching on.
Because he was
You're
jealous.
also Jewish, baby.
I'm
This is the Old Testament.
Yeah.
Because he was
As
jealous.
a matter of fact, it's like it's the oldest.
Here's the
testament.
thing. God
No,
liked Abel better.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because he was it a better
Abel,
offering or was
okay.
he just like blonde?
Abel
It was a better offering.
Cain
Okay.
half-assed his offering.
Well,
Yeah.
because
Abel
yeah,
didn't.
Well, then you have
He
like
brought him meat
Esau
and
and,
Cain.
and Jacob. Who
he
did
brought him
not
meat and
half-ass.
stuff, and
Yeah.
yet and Abel brought him the yield.
No, Cain brought him.
Oh right, yeah.
Vegetables.
Scratch that. Reverse it.
And God's.
Cain wanted to be a vegetarian.
And
That's what
he
was
was
a farmer.
He was a
He was a
farmer.
farmer.
And
Abel was a
the-
shepherd.
And
shepherd.
yeah. Yeah.
No, he had.
He didn't
It was.
hate him.
It's a thing where it's like
I think
I asked for a sheep. This is not a sheep.
Please take this back to the kitchen. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cain, you are chopped.
I believe there's also something in there about how he didn't bring the best of his harvest.
Yeah.
Because he definitely-
He literally just
Because
took some
Abel
fruit and then
Abel brought his best lamb, and
best,
Cain
yeah.
didn't bring the best of his harvest.
I may be Jewish. I might have gotten bat mitzvah, but then I might have forgotten everything that I freaking read about the Bible.
Okay, I'm just
don't worry about it.
I'm just saying.
That's it. That yeah. I mean,
That's like story number
Don't worry about it.
two.
Don't worry about
Legit. Story number 2.
It is Genesis chapter
Do
4.
I remember all of the names of the books?
I know because I'm looking now to see if it says that there was a rock.
It just in the narrative it just says that he rose up and killed him.
Well, and then he hit him with a rose.
Again, in Supernatural. which is,
Yeah,
like,
rose up
my
against his brother Abel and killed him.
God understanding. They have like a weird knife that they use. Right? They do.
I don't know. I've
Yeah.
never seen Supernatural.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Isn't that
Is that
wasn't
popular?
Cain's knife? Or was it not?
It's just some made up shit.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I
also
In
made
all
up
the
shit,
pictures,
let's be
it's
honest.
just him hitting him in the back of the head. with a
Yeah,
rock.
well, because it specifically he spills his blood, and presumably he didn't strangle him to death because
Right.
there needs to be blood. So rock is the best option for that.
the idea that there's a knife makes sense because Abel's offering is the death of a lamb.
They could have
So
had a knife this water.
maybe,
Fair.
but most of the time you imagine it as Cain with just a big rock going boop.
Everything
We put him on a snoot and he goes
Open
to
it on
bed.
the snoot and he goes dead.
Kind of.
Yeah. No, it was an intentional statement of it being a stone knife.
Yeah.
So
It is.
Gotcha.
One's head, honestly. I don't really want that in my study. But
right.
I fight the most dangerous game. Gods.
Yeah, in both disasters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both my characters are very similar.
sorry.
Let's kill God. I ain't mad about
Oh,
it.
okay.
I ain't mad about it at all. Let's
No,
kill
she was
God.
like,
Anarchy!
rules are very simple.
I like this entry here.
Do you have a weapon that? Sorry,
yeah.
wrong game. Do you have a weapon that will kill God? Sorry, I'm gonna put the girls away.
I don't know. Speak to the Germans. It's the Frederick man that's got a idea cooking about.
Oh, they're not. He didn't say that they were. He just said they were dead. He didn't say how. He never said how.
He said we killed them.
How?
No, that's it.
Fuck you, Nietzsche.
Nietzsche.
You stop.
Nietzsche.
You
God is
stop.
dead.
You stop
And we-
believing in them.
And we killed them.
And we have them.
So we all stop. Cool. All right.
Everyone stops believing it.
That's right. Right. Everyone stop believing. Let go of that feeling. Yeah.
Please
God's
stop.
dead. Please, or we'll die.
Good. We need to have like a parody channel.
There we go. That never needs to happen again. Yes.
Switch books, maybe.
No, I got it. Yeah. I can't believe it took me this long to get here, given my
No, I
given my
screenshot.
particular
Allison.
proclivities for D&D, but we got there.
Is this good or have I broken you?
How much
I don't know.
flesh warping are you planning?
None.
You broke them.
It ain't me.
Here's what I love.
What do you mean it ain't you?
We've done a lot of really cool
1% of his
stuff
power.
on the channel. It's been wonderful. We've done some eldritch things. We've done some werewolf, some vampire things. We've done Sakuajin and like D&D deities. But I break out like legitimate revelations and everybody goes, "Oh fuck, what's happening?" This is not what's happening, but this is what's broken my brain. This is when I need the brain hat to hold things in.
This is the most education on religion I've gotten.
I've
Brain
read
not just your skull.
Yes,
That is
I've
your
read all
for your
this
brain.
shit.
Yeah,
You know,
no.
like, so I was like putting it all together, and then like when you finally, so like this is the theory.
Last night too.
I did.
No,
I don't know.
yeah.
I'm on a roll. My
You're good, buddy.
No, like the legitimate theory that I have right now, because you hit like once it hit me with like God is in the machine.
Yeah.
All that fun stuff. I was like, shit. It's the becoming God. Like that's immediately what my mind did, and then I said, so like, yeah, what's changed? Why now? Because now we have machines. You're building a steampunk God, and that's what all the blueprints and the plans are for, and they'll somehow give it a spark of the divine. And I'm not sure like in what fashion they'll do it, whether they'll put themselves in it or whether they'll be like, here, have a plum. But like something, and they're gonna have it fight the seraphim, or just like, I don't know, maybe they'll fight the seraphim. I don't know. But God is in the machine. That's what
He
they're
did
doing.
present me with this theory. I said maybe that's why they waited so long, because they were waiting for technology.
Yeah, I mean, obviously. Yeah.
People are coming together, so they're sowing discord, and they're building a Gundam.
Well, we just
Big
have
O.
to, we just have to
Big O.
build,
They're building Big O.
we just have to build Jaegers now. Fight them.
So the exosuits are for feet. I'm gonna fight God with my Gundam.
With your cock.
I'm just it for the right words.
Fight God with your cock.
So our religious scholar offspring decided to tell us that Cain was sacrifices made while Cain had a sinful, wicked attitude, and Abel sacrifices made with a righteous attitude, which is why.
10-4. I knew there was something weird like that about it. I just couldn't remember.
It's basically because Cain sucks.
I think it was God telling us that vegetarianism is wrong.
That's a spicy
the
take.
actual text doesn't actually specify.
No, it doesn't.
Like the
No, he's just
actual,
calling you a
The actual
sinner.
text doesn't.
actual text, it just says Cain brought from the fruit of the soil an offering to the Lord, and Abel too had brought from the choice firstlings of his flock, and the Lord regarded Abel and his offering, but did not regard Cain and his offering.
Yeah,
That's all it
God
says.
because well, it was.
Well, no, and then Cain gets upset, and God's like, "Why are you mad?
Yeah.
You mad, bro?
Yeah.
Why are you incensed? And why is your face falling?"
It depends on the,
God's
depends on the
like,
translation.
Why are you angry?
I've
Because
definitely,
sin is a thing, and it's going to
I've
happen.
definitely read
so-
versions that get a little bit more in depth.
Yeah.
Because
Well, yeah.
Baptists have a lot of time on our hands.
Yeah.
Because
It
we're not allowed to
depends.
dance.
Yeah,
I like
okay,
the
we get
poetry
it.
of
You guys
the,
wrote fan fiction for the Bible.
I like the poetry of the King James version. The Latin Vulgate is Latin, so it's, you know, it looks cool when you look at it.
Yeah.
And you feel like you're casting a spell whenever you read it.
Well,
I'm telling you what.
just from like the international translations that I can Google and be
Yeah.
like, let me literally read Revelation so I can try to understand this.
Yeah,
Meh, it's not that long.
it's not.
It's really
short.
not. Especially if you skip the letters. to all the 7 churches.
Yeah.
Just give those.
Read the letters.
I did not
You
read the
skip all the
letters.
letters. You read them
So
real fast.
the conceit,
that was 3 pictures.
the conceit
First
of the
3
book
cha-
of
No, there's a
Revelation
lot. more. I
is
know,
that
but-
why they call it Revelation is
Oh.
because Paul
Once it's
is
easy, you
dreaming.
skip the letters.
John, whatever.
Whatever.
I
He's
can read the
reading,
pictures.
and then he's sleeping, and then he has this dream that's like a vision, and he's like, check this shit out. The world's gonna end, but also like you're gonna be happy about it.
Also,
And
the
then he's
Romans
like,
have dunked me in hot oil, and I'm starving to death on an island.
So we're
Yeah.
calling this Bible Study 101, right?
No, please. I did that for 14 years in high school, and I don't want to do it anymore.
You were in high school for 14 years?
She just got out. It was last year.
I heard it as I was saying it. I was just hoping nobody was going to call me out. Thank you.
Why did your
It's
graduation?
the funniest thing you've ever said.
Thanks, John.
What's it like having a high school bride?
You leave her alone.
Don't attack my wife. I have to fight
You gotta dab on that one. You gotta dab on that one. Do it. Oh man, that was wild.
You guys are lovely. You have graduated high school many years ago.
Everybody said many times. I went back for seconds, bro. I loved high school.
Of course you did. I heard your stories of high school.
That's right.
Do you
'cause
remember
you
high
get older.
school?
And
I absolutely remember high school. Ew, no, Jesus.
Oh.
You know, Jesus was like my whole high school experience.
We got a Bible verse.
Oh, did we?
Read. I can read.
You can read? Can you read?
I cannot.
Not letters.
Hey, what's up? My name's Karen. I'm 19 years old. I never fucking learned how to read.
So in 1 John, and wherefore slew he Cain, or wherefore slew he him. So shit.
Can you read?
Yeah, there's brackets that shouldn't be there because his own works were evil and his brother's righteous.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like, Cain, you're a dick. I do not accept
But that's
this.
in the New Testament. So the Jews did not believe that they were evil, but then the Christians had to be like,
No, we told. What
No,
are you
this is Old
talking about?
No, John is
no. First John is not, but it's also in Genesis.
not that he's evil.
not.
It's straight
Yeah,
up.
he didn't like what he.
Okay,
Well,
in
God
the
didn't
very
like it.
He's
beginning.
literally the first murderer.
In the very beginning,
Yes.
I'm like,
He literally, you know that whole
Did you
murder
forget the
thing that we
first part?
have? The whole like thing of like murder? He
invented
started
it.
that.
in the story,
invented a sin.
he's not Kylo
And
Ren, where we're sitting
first
around
one.
being like, but he's like pretty, I guess. Like,
Don't
we see him in
woobify
the shirt.
Cain.
Whoa. This is not a picture I posted.
Woobify.
You're
The
right.
phantom term.
Adam Driver
I don't
is
want to.
disgusting.
I'm
But
fine.
No, literally
No.
the reason for the sixth commandment, Caitlin.
even in like
That's the
Genesis,
sixth commandment?
Yes.
Yeah,
number
there's a
6,
whole bunch
murder.
of stuff that comes
Yeah,
before
because the
that.
shit
Yeah,
before
because
that
those
is
things already
God.
existed. And then
Me.
he was like, dude, look what I'm doing.
Okay, fine.
God
Maybe
should
be
be
nice
perfect.
to each other.
Write this
Maybe
down.
don't steal.
God,
Maybe don't want
don't
to fuck
do
your
this,
brother's
guys.
wife. Oh,
Because
okay.
it is in order. God should be the first in your life. Don't make idols.
The Sabbath.
No.
Keep it rolling.
3 is
he got very
3
upset
is
when
don't take the
Billy
name of
came
God in
around,
vain.
and I was like, shit, man.
4 is the Sabbath.
But then
Wait,
he's
don't
like,
you say
nah.
God's name in vain
White-
is a commandment?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we all break it all the time.
Number
In this
5.
room.
5 is honor your father and mother. 6 is don't murder.
The spirit of it, perhaps the literal translation of
No.
Yeah. We're
the
not-
yeah,
some
no,
of
but
it in Genesis,
But
it's
then-
not like the Jews are like, Cain's okay.
No, what I'm saying is they didn't take it to the next level. Christians took it to the next level, saying that he was evil.
No,
He
no.
literally invented
What?
murder.
I don't understand.
Not in the not
It's
in the
not-
red. It just said he killed him. It
That's
doesn't say
murder.
that's not
That's
murder.
It wasn't like, oh, he said something shitty about our mom. Like,
Yeah.
I heard you talking
God
shit,
likes
Abel.
better.
Yes, Meg. Did you have something?
I did. I would like to speak to Adrian real quick.
Yes.
Yes, please. Let's get back to this.
Like, take him.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I would, at
Yeah.
this point, I think she would really like to get a rosé or whatever it is that basic bitches do when.
Tea house, but
Frozen.
okay.
What?
Sure.
You want the blood
It's a
martini?
tea house.
I know. So get
The blood orange martini.
just go back.
Apple teeny.
I want an
Cosmopolitan?
apple teeny. We do tea. Did I fucking stutter?
Apple tea. Me.
It's a small apple.
But
Teeny apple.
the notebook that you have.
Yes.
What are they for? The names.
The names. The names are reminders of the souls I've taken and promises for the ones I have yet to take.
There's a name in there that was of particular interest to me. Who's my maker?
What is the name?
Cesare Borgia. He's in London. I can give you his address.
If you're sure.
Someone has to love me, Adrian.
Makes you think people don't.
No. People partner. It's what they do. They find people. Adam and Eve and the stupid children are apparently about to burn the world down so they can play house again. That fight we had, where we had to take out that stupid American dog, it was cake. It was easy. It was embarrassingly easy. And then Effie almost went and got her and Thomas killed for love. Someone has to love me, too, in this world. I'm not that terrible. I'm not a moment.
Not sure I entirely follow, but
I
you are not terrible. You don't.
He's in town.
You're not terrible. I don't want you to ever feel like you are.
I don't know what I am anymore, but I will find my way.
Well, you have friends. That's good.
He doesn't care about anything. I can't imagine, having lived as long as he has, seen what he's seen, and having grown complacent with the world. With everything. I would like to think that one day I will find someone again, and they will make what's left of my dead heart beat. But he doesn't. I think that perhaps it's best that he at least make him fight for it. He is a jackass.
All right. I appreciate the tip.
You're welcome.
I don't want you to feel guilty about this. He's clearly been important to you.
I don't know that he was. I think it was a dream that a very sad, broken girl had. What I remember of him is not what's in my home right now.
I am so very sorry.
It happens. I don't want to come across all single white female about this. I apologize. But seriously, if my pumpkin latte could just get a little bit faster, thank you.
No foam.
For what it's worth, I am sorry.
I appreciate it, thank you. Thank you for your help. This has been terrible and quite depressing and remarkably stressful, but helpful.
Terrible theological discussion. Right.
Anyway,
Before you go, he'll hug you.
oh,
Awkward pat.
Mm. If there's nothing else,
Can you often be found here?
I do appreciate their tea. So
That's good. Everyone should.
they don't spill it, apparently.
They just brew it. They didn't.
Megan thinks she's funny.
I didn't get it.
They don't spill the
Spill tea,
tea.
you don't gossip.
Oh.
I didn't brew
know what
tea.
that
I
was.
just serve it.
Oh, that one. Oh, yeah. That was good. That was good.
You can find a good tea shop. Yes, everyone deserves.
If you all would be so kind, I have a box at the opera for the evening, and I'm afraid I won't be able to utilize it. Lucy, I was hoping you would take it for the night. Perhaps some of your friends could join you.
Of course, what's playing? This is for every time I get in the car and you're like, what's on the fucking gramophone?
Hello.
The
Tello. If it's opera, it's a tello.
I believe it's some part of the ring cycle.
Yes! I mean, sure, whatever. It's fine. I don't care. What's the ring cycle?
Never heard of it.
Flight to the Valkyries has always been a favorite.
The magic flute, I like German.
I would. Is that? Yeah, I was like, is that out yet?
Yeah, it's
Mozart's
out.
fucking happened.
Has Mozart happened? I mean, not super I mean, it happened like 30 years ago, so you're not
Happened?
super-
Wait, 30 years ago?
Yeah, he was in the 1800s.
No, he was not. He was in the 16, 17.
No,
Okay.
Mozart was the 1800s.
No,
Beethoven.
that's Beethoven.
Sorry.
Nope.
That's not even Beethoven. But
No, who was in the...
he's
Plenty were in the 1800s, but
He was
no.
powdered wig. Think Amadeus. He's powdered wig and like
Oh,
Louis the 14th.
Mozart is
guy,
100% the mid to late 1700s.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, the magic flute definitely was the late
1740s?
1700s. 1791.
Oh, cool.
Well, the hell
Whatever.
scene might be a little close to him right now. So,
I mean, it's in German, right? She would let it play.
English as well. I know they translated it.
Yeah.
Even back then they would have.
no, I meant if we were to go see the magic flute, the hell scene might hit a little close to home right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
The entire
Oh, I
like,
just-
third act is just them running through hell.
Yeah.
I just really want to see the Queen of the Night Aria. Like, for 5 hours. Thank you. Yes. I love the Nibelung.
Mhm.
Do you have an errand to run?
It seems I do.
I'm going to go for a suggestion or a suggestion.
Suggestion.
I trust you, Lamphitis, to do what is best for you, as I always have.
Some of it's a suggestion.
Oh,
One of us
honestly,
is a
what's best for us right now is we go back to my house and then watch the fuck out of this. Vampire fight!
I don't think
I'll make
that's-
popcorn.
Well, let's go into the opera instead.
I will bring
Y'all will watch
I'll bring the
Underworld!
receipt.
Let's go to my house.
I will bring jock jams.
Ooh.
This party's lit.
Y'all ready for this?
Then yes, we will go.
To the opera.
I just got one of them killed and I don't know which one. Megan is sad. No. I just got one of them killed.
Adrian
Or
or
Cesare.
Cesare.
Oh.
I didn't even think that
I hope it's fucking Cesare.
No?
at this point, after he gave me the lamplighter version of "This was just a moment in the woods." Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe they're gonna, hit it off.
Now,
So maybe they'll hit it off.
And then hit it off.
this is my analysis ship for this campaign.
Please, God, no!
No.
She's been hurt enough.
No.
That's exactly what she needs at this point. Listen, I understand that I said I would kill him, but
We picked the ones that
face.
Look at that Punim, I can't do shit to it.
Yeah, if Cody makes that face, then we're gonna ship it.
No, good.
I don't know if that's the best response. to
Yeah.
things.
If it apparently gives me constipation.
Is that not what love feels like?
We love you.
Have I been doing it wrong this whole time?
Love you, mean it.
Right. So, we have something else to do before the opera, before our night at the opera.
Go to the opera. Do we have
think
plans tonight?
so.
I might.
What do you have?
Things. You all can go to the opera. I might have things.
What do you have?
This is
You know, just the logistical, just running the numbers about how you create and run a drug cartel.
What?
Come to the opera.
Harrison's pretty good at
Oh, right. Well,
See, you should come.
I'd like to, but I might have things I have to do.
Like what?
Like talk to the triads.
I'd like it if you came.
I understand that.
Thomas, go.
Do I have time? Can I do? It's Friday.
It's Friday.
Do I logistically have like time to? Have I already accomplished everything? We're just waiting for a meeting that has to be set up. Is
So
that a Saturday thing that I
You
have
have
to
to
do?
do on Saturday.
Okay.
Yes.
So tonight is not. I
You're
don't
good.
have to talk to anyone tonight.
Nope.
Okay.
You're good.
So it's a fucking drug deal. You're not going to be doing it at
It's
like
not a drug.
9 o'clock.
It's not a drug deal. It's a. You're right.
It's a drug deal.
Don't mansplain criminal activity.
It's a conversation about potential drug deals.
It's completely different. The deal or no deal part.
One is prosecutable. The other is
And
just.
then I do get
I plead the fifth.
cases to go somewhere with Thomas tomorrow.
All right, yeah, then I'll go. I don't have. Yeah.
When was the last time we had a
Cool.
night
Come
out?
daybreak, I'm going to go back to my house and see which one of my paramours killed each other. So you all have fun.
And how much of
If I had a nickel.
Really, darling, you should have given him a different address.
And how much what?
Of your furniture.
survived. Also, how many of your walls survived? And
You know
whether
what? I
or not
woke up
any of
this
them
morning
were
and I just
structurally-
hated everything.
You meant to redecorate anyway.
Freddie's never around. Sorry, Freddie.
Well, good, because you make him hope to find that one of his load-bearing walls has been destroyed. Yeah, I
Is that what he calls it?
Boom.
Yes.
Okay.
I know what I said.
Does he keep him chained up in his room? Is that why he's been destroyed?
Wow.
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 I don't know what's happening.
No,
I just
I-
smile and nod. I
Yeah.
Don't look constipated or else they'll ship it.
know.
Yes, Freddie in his house.
All I'm simultaneously wondering
I don't
what
get
the
it.
damn even stands for and
Yeah.
just what she's gonna wear tonight. If you want.
That's right, we have to go shopping.
All right, everyone. The night is young.
Oh, I know exactly what I have. Yep.
Are you going to go home to change, or are you?
Maybe not.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
What? That's where my clothes are.
And in order to get into new ones, just to take the old
What?
Well, I mean, Cesare is currently asleep, right? Ish.
I mean, is it? It's 4.
Sun's
He's-
down as
Sun's
happening.
getting real low. Big guy.
Sun is getting real low.
All right. I'll warn him.
You warn him?
You're gonna warn
I'll
him?
warn Cesare.
Oh. Well,
We're playing some sides.
I like it.
Right, so now do we get to watch you just keep rolling? We all just go, and you can just sit there and go,
All right, Cody, I'm going to need you to roll initiative.
I'm just gonna sit there like this the whole time, just like.
like 7 minutes of you just rolling dice and making faces. You don't actually have to do anything, just roll and pretend to write stuff, and then I'll be like,
And then at the very end, Judge
what's
just be like,
happening?
"There's blood everywhere."
house is on fire.
Neither of them are there, and we just don't know.
They've all survived.
Everyone is dead.
No,
Except
they've
for
both
them,
survived.
including me.
Actually, when you get home,
Mm-hmm.
you guys probably talked for an hour, so you're probably home by 6.
Mm-hmm.
Sun's definitely down.
Mm-hmm.
Cesare is up.
Mm-hmm.
And when you come home, he has you open the door to, I believe there's a landing immediately.
There's a foyer, and
Yeah.
then stairs, and then rooms that splinter off.
Upstairs would have been where you were going to.
I was going to go upstairs.
Right.
Is he downstairs? Where do I hear the giggles from?
There are rose petals all along the floor.
His Boys to Men playing softly.
Yes, just very softly from another room.
No, it's killing me softly with your stuff.
You gotta put on your brain hat.
Oh, God. Okay. Why?
Because it's wild.
Where is he?
They lead upstairs to where you guys.
He has his own room.
I don't know.
We have like enough rooms that we can all stay in different rooms.
Probably up to where you would be eating.
Gross.
He's covered in sushi.
So it's like people sushi.
It's like that scene from the Sex and the City movie.
So it's just a cadaver that's cut open. Is that?
Oh, it's on nice.
People sushi.
No, it's been
Okay, so she's in her sitting room.
Okay. So
inside.
they so actually he has prepared a lovely candlelit dinner of young foppish English gentlemen.
Oh,
Incredible.
my brother's favorite.
And you can see that they are, there's another one. There are two. One of them is sedated on the table,
Okay.
like sushi.
Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
There's this
At least
bullshit.
he's on the table and not on Adrian.
That's right.
Or Cesare.
Whichever.
I don't know
which one.
Whichever vampire you're fucking choosing.
The other is playing the piano. You can see that Cesare has dressed up.
That's
Made
disrobed.
himself look nice.
This is a surprise.
Trying to find the Italian again. Waluigi.
We love you.
We're trying to make you feel better about what's going to happen.
Fuck it.
We're here to help.
He just shows up, he's like, Picture him in the Olympics who's got the ice skates and he's trying to be graceful.
I'm not gonna be a favorite at the moment. I've never played a Mario.
Oh, that's okay.
You someday need to watch Waluigi try to do the ribbon dancing section. Of
I know who these people are, but
Right.
just yeah.
Oh no, I'm
This is the man. Just think of this constantly. All right, come at me, Waluigi.
Waluigi. I could tell that you were most upset this morning. So I thought I would make everyone uncomfortable enough for them to leave the room.
Good.
And
Usually you gotta kill Sean. to do that.
usually, but that is sometimes you have power to just say Waluigi. So you know.
Power of Waluigi compels you.
Or we occasionally break the tech. That works.
I'm
too.
putting something in the lamb's chat before it gets serious because this is the reason I had to leave the room.
Do not put that in a face claim, you bastards. He has a face claim and it's not that.
God! It's wise romantically. No!
It looks like the guy from the, I don't know, the weird, not the point.
Property Brothers.
No, the weird Swedish, it's like the evil guy and they're in like jumpers and the little girl's pink.
Lazy Town.
Looks like the guy.
Yeah.
from Lazy
Oh,
Town.
yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Like Carl Magnuson, he died. Yeah. He was lovely. He very much had a moment like Spartacus.
He was number one.
The, butterflies can't fly anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That thing.
Yeah.
Fuck.
You good, baby? Did I break you?
Thank you for doing this to me.
Love you.
Okay. So what's up?
I had seen that you were upset this morning, and I was afraid that I had misrepresented what I was saying, and I realize now that you wanted to know that you are special to me, and you are. I have no other children but you.
What?
I have sired no other vampire.
Not even your sister?
No.
I found letters in Arkham. Your journal, one of them, there was some sort of writing. And
You are the only sire that is alive. I am sorry that life has made me so cold and distant. It is an unfortunate side effect of immortality. The truth is, it is maddening. And only by focusing on the here and now am I able to endure the pain of eternity. But it is not painful when I am with you.
do you know what a crucinik is?
No, I am sorry. I do not know what this is.
They eat vampires.
Well, that is alarming.
There is one in London now.
Hmm.
He was a friend of mine.
And you are safe.
And he is coming here this evening.
I see.
Told me didn't matter. Any of it? He has you in his book regardless. He would have found you eventually. He's also with the church.
The church has a way of utilizing every tool.
Well, it certainly found you. I think perhaps you should eat and then do what you do best.
What is it?
Run. Cesare, run. I will never forgive you for any of this.
For what?
For breaking my heart. For making it stop beating. for abandoning me. But you are Cesare Borgia. It would be a shame if you to meet your end in a middling lord's house. I am sorry that I'm sorry you wasted this on me.
What have I wasted?
Something. I'm a fool and very much a child and lost, and that's not your fault. And not your responsibility anymore. This is always a home for you, if you'd like. Not tonight.
Is that what you want me to do? You want me to run?
Would much prefer it if you didn't fight him.
I wish would make you feel more wanted.
This is lovely. It really is.
Well, then we should sit and eat.
And if I was normal, perhaps this would be enough. But how many more years of this have you got in you? Can you pay attention to me for a century?
How many years till you realize that I'm right?
Right about what?
How empty the world is.
Not much longer, unfortunately. Adrian is a friend. And he is an ally. Please, don't hurt him.
Make a persuasion check.
Did we roll anything tonight?
No.
I rolled a persuasion check that he didn't ask for.
Talk amongst yourself. Actually, no, don't, because it'll just start up again.
I was going to say Bobby the Boopy.
It's a cold
Stop it. You know how I feel about Italians.
broken Waluigi.
I hate you all.
Waluigi.
15. I was like, are my teeth out? Maybe I get advantage.
Girls hit your Waluigi.
That's just intimidation.
Okay.
Is it?
Okay.
It's not bad. Look, I'm aware of what this is. That's
No,
not
It's
bad.
not bad against an ancient fucking vampire. Oh, that's cool.
You are asking me to spare his life.
Yes,
I am asking you to have dinner.
I can do that.
Then are we dining in or are we going out?
Oh, but you've already prepared something so lovely.
So if he arrives, will you beg for my life as you have his?
Yes.
Conflict.
No, just I fucked this up myself.
Then let us eat.
You're all getting ready for the opera.
Roll a percentile for me.
Those two.
Last time I rolled like 1 percentile on a D12.
That's wrong.
I don't understand.
I get 1,000.
Well, I said 12. 55.
Okay.
What a middle number.
You're a middle number.
I know.
I love you.
I know I am.
It's because you went to high school for 14 years.
I'm being bullied.
Also, 14 years, she's a low number.
She's the highest number.
Oh,
Yeah.
baby.
Was the highest number.
100. Courtney is the highest number. We don't deserve you too. Let's go. I'm just gonna go kill both my boyfriends. So, how through my meal am I before the Christmas police come in?
It's your choice. Does Cesare leave or does Adrian show up? You rolled higher.
I don't want them to fight now. I don't want them to fight.
Okay.
So I guess he has to leave.
So Cesare leaves.
I mean, is there a way we can talk Adrian down?
That's up to you.
You can leave and you can stay. You're like, Adrian.
You fell in my room.
I've hijacked enough.
No, you're good.
Cesare.
No.
You're
You're not hijacking. We're not doing a race or anything tonight. That we don't.
Yeah.
That is not you. That is. We had a very lengthy biblical discussion.
I know there was a PowerPoint.
Yes,
Yeah.
there was. There was a PowerPoint.
Literally
So
nothing
we're-
else.
Yeah. This is
Fuck it, bring Adrian in. Let's see if I can talk him down.
okay.
I
So
can't
Adrian shows up.
Hello, welcome to my home.
Lucy, when you ask for things, you just flip.
And
This is what we do in the shadows.
put your tongue to the roof of your mouth.
You're doing great, sweetie.
You put it. Why won't we help me?
Am I appealing yet?
She's just remembering this conversation.
Miss, are you all right? I think I'm having a stroke. I'm not sure.
Lucy, why are you here? I thought I sent you to the opera.
You didn't send me anywhere. You offered me your box.
Right, of course. I think the question still stands.
I think perhaps we should all have a discussion. You don't get to roll. Someone take his dice away.
So then,
I value my limbs.
you've changed your mind.
I need you both.
Make a persuasion check.
So it's a 3.
You have my 9, even though I'm not there. It doesn't work like that. The memory of my encouragement.
You You can give her the 9 if you
No,
want.
it's not gonna. The 12's not gonna make it any better.
All right, then. Let's go upstairs.
This is the start of a weird.
I don't
I
know.
don't think you do threesomes right. If what I think is gonna happen is gonna happen.
It's just not sensual.
Everything's
Do you allow him to come inside and go upstairs?
He can come into the drawing room. We're not going upstairs.
Is that where Cesare is?
I'll bring him down.
Okay.
We're gonna do this in the public space.
Okay.
We're not gonna do this upstairs.
Okay.
Things are Teflon a little bit more downstairs.
I believe you had something to say, Lucy.
Is Cesare here yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll say that you.
Okay, sorry. Sorry.
He was into the room. I love you. I love you. I mean it.
He's a cartoon. How could you possibly kill him?
I think she's holding a rose if you want it.
She does. You don't need to know. Romance.
Romance. That's fair.
You had something to say.
I did. Just, fuck you. Give me a minute.
That was me trying to
I
also
know.
bring.
I know. I'm just trying to fucking figure it out.
I can
Listen.
I can.
Listen. This is bigger than whatever it is you have in your book, and you and your ego, all of this. You can laugh at me if you want, and you can cite Bible verses. But I think both of you have at least some small affection for me, and I have never been in danger before from anyone, human or otherwise, until then. I almost died. I need both of you. We need both of you. And I've been alone for so long. You have thousands of names in your book. You can wait. And you, I don't know what the matron sent you here for, but for fuck's sake, you can behave. I'm not asking you to be friends. I'm not asking you to spend time together. I'm sorry that I was hurt. And selfish. I need both of you. So please. I know the rest of them are small. Weird. And have new faces, but you know me. Please.
Make a persuasion check.
Well, the one you haven't rolled yet. You just go down the line, honestly.
7. It's the higher of the ones in the Bible. Could have been 4.
It's true.
I'm going to just, it's okay. It's okay.
If you're in the room, why aren't you helping?
Yeah, we're in the room. Can I assist? Can I persuade them? I'd like to persuade them.
I'd like to think you're all just awkwardly back there. They're small and they're weird. Fuck off, not now.
It's a minor illusion hand.
I can drive.
Somewhere,
Are you guys going to pick her up?
somewhere
we
I
have a
can
car.
feel Thomas fisting them.
Oh.
I'm sorry, what? Wait a minute. That's the weird thing, not the fact that you were in like some sort of weird quintuple.
We're not.
Yeah, you're right.
Sextuple.
Yeah, no, I was like, red and lead. Don't count that.
They count as one.
No, fuck
So
no,
it's
no,
no.
septuple, and now there's some weird Ukrainian
Septuple?
woman.
Yeah, there's a Ukrainian woman.
That's
There's
7.
Verity and Harris.
Two, and the old woman.
Oh, okay, the old woman.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Listen,
Quintuple.
him fisting me, maybe through the ether, is the least you can fucking worry.
Let it red do it though.
They weren't letting us to do anything.
If you do it in front of each other, it's everybody's business.
First of all,
It's okay.
the fact that you're
Opera.
the fact that Verity's involved doesn't mean that Harrison isn't.
I'm aware of what I'm saying. I'm very aware that if at any given moment we all bust into the noodle shop, it's just bodies writhing around like some weird eyes wide shut nonsense.
We have a lot of pets. It's not the point.
Oh, you're getting free noodles? Is that what that is?
It's noodles, capital N. And you go in there and it's like, these are the noodles? Like, hey, man.
I apologize, they're all heathens. Perhaps the three of us should band together with a loader and just kill them all. Mankind's time is over.
It's just begun.
We're just trying to cause,
Here.
we're trying to cause the next biblical flood. Because
Yeah.
at this point,
Sploosh.
This is the new Gamora.
There it is. Tension diffused. 7.
I still have picture of Waluigi if you want. Not again.
Maybe Lola will just lock herself in her bedroom.
Just
Get someone to put up some rosaries. She can't touch them, but she's fine.
She gets a front.
Harper, before you go home for the night, could you...
Instead of hanging up like twinkle lights, it's just rosaries.
Yeah.
It's rosaries hanging on twinkle lights.
Ooh,
Yeah, like
very
a
nice.
garland.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it.
So Tesla does it for you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Also
please.
does Tesla do it.
7.
Yes.
7? Yeah. 7.
Of course. Maybe. Of course. I'm very sorry. Lucy. I was wrong the other day.
What do you mean?
I am the one who's disappointed.
Adrian, don't do this.
You used me.
I didn't. Adrian, I swear. If I can. I made a mistake. I'm still allowed those, aren't I?
You are. Of course you are. I'd say you are human, but that's not the case. I'll leave your Cesare alone. I will help you all with this Jareth Adams case. That's why I was sent here. Then I will be moving on.
Adrian, please.
What do you want me to say, Lucy? You're not the only one that gets hurt.
No, certainly.
Do you have someone playing the piano up there?
He's still there.
Oh
Is
You know, I thought he just did the classics. His repertoire is far more varied than I gave him credit for.
He's an excellent sense of timing.
they haven't asked me to play something in a while. What do you think? Camptown Races.
No, that's definitely the entertainer.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, Jesus.
No, it happened.
So you're hurt. What are you going to do? Put my name in your book now, too?
He turns to walk away, and you see him pull out his book. And sort of with one hand, he's flipping through it. Make a perception check.
Yeah, because I can do that. That was a 19, is that good?
Yeah, it should have.
I'll give you advantage. Go for it.
Oh, for fuck you! 3's the best one. What's a book?
He just leaves.
All right. And Chisrate, you and I need to come to an understanding.
Cool.
You will help us as best as you can. I understand that your investigative powers are not nearly as good as his were. You will pull whatever you can. When the time is necessary, when we fight the thing that killed me, you will help however you are able. And in the meantime, perhaps it's best I became worthy of the book.
Mi scusi, mi bella. Your name is already there.
Ah. What do you mean it was already there? He'd already written it.
I've seen it already. Yes, when he just left. Now.
Well, then that's done. I think London has gone far too long without a vampire king and queen. What do you say? And the matron's grasp is far, but not quite as far. At least not for a while.
Sounds like fun.
Doesn't it, there? There'll be plenty of things to fuck up in the meantime. Now, I think we need to go speak to the gentleman upstairs about his choice of music and his timing.
Okay, excellent. Please just send him to me.
we both creep up. Have you thought about a job in the circus?
Not the circus. We just need background music.
No. Wait, in the noodle shop? No. You just want the entertainer? Like 2 seconds before climax? no. Damn it!
Effie doesn't judge you.
And that's how tantric sex began.
No, just straight up, just like, we've come to the end. This is the apocalypse. We're gonna take you down, Kane. We're gonna take you down, Kane. This is where it ends.
It's totally we're in the last scene of the Great Movie, right?
Yeah. And then it's like, really? Fucking really?
The distraction that we have quietly leading in
And
the
let's
lane.
be honest, even gods at that point be like, what the?
Just like,
Is that,
the great dragon Lucifer is just like,
is that old time piano? Is that chocolate? No, is that the entertainer?
It's like at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy when he starts to dance.
I love it. Play on, boy. Play the music of the
That's why they shut down Great Movie, right? It kept summoning shit. It kept summoning Satan. They really just wanted to watch the montage. We all just want to watch the montage.
Oh.
We don't care about the other
Oh, man.
Cool.
pretty
Sorry,
sure this
guys,
whole night
didn't
has
mean
been
to-
a hallucination. I think it's Tuesday.
If it's Tuesday, my tits would have been out. I'm
Oh,
very-
Godin.
Ooh, sorry. Yay. Sorry I fucked that up for
No,
everybody.
you're good.
No, you're fine.
Really?
I like it.
You're good.
Okay.
I even added good theme music too.
Stop! You will summon them. Call them forth by their name. Oh, jeez. Yeah, let's remember this at the end, you know, when we're crying.
Yeah.
It breaks the seal.
That's the sound. That's the sound it makes.
That's the trumpet. The trumpet is playing entertainer.
There's 7 of them.
Yeah,
there's
they're
a
all
whole
playing the
section.
entertainer in a round.
That is hell. The trumpets playing the entertainer. Oh, God. But they're all high school trumpeteers.
7
They're playing it in a round.
7 fops blowing.
Good job,
Oh.
guys.
I like it. I like it.
Oh,
Well,
fucking
guys.
kill me.
So before,
Yeah, please.
I just wanted to say one thing that I've been trying to say for like ages. but
Please
it's fine.
tell us.
There's been a lot
I'm sorry.
happening. You're
There's
good.
so much happening, and you wanted to kill your lover, then you get back with your lover. Now you're evil. I mean, it's a whole arc.
I'm not evil.
Not evil.
No,
I want to become a soul swallower. So
Boom.
like, boom.
Well, you can still be friends with him. He doesn't like me anymore.
What's up, pal?
He said he would help.
Until, and then he would move on as the soul.
yeah,
sucker
but
does.
this case is going to take the entire rest of Lamplighter. So I think he's going to be here for a while.
Until we hear
Or it will kill all of our characters.
We
We'll
haven't-
have to start a new
We
campaign.
gotta have him in a
Lamplighter's anyway.
Faustian bargain.
He's
we'll see
saying
this to
until
the
we're
end.
the
Okay. Joke's on you. This is the end.
We've gotten to the end, and you're with us. So
So as we're enjoying a delightful,
opera, we're on the way
I have
out.
tiny-
I have
tiny
suppose.
glasses.
Yeah. What?
If you would like me to try to contact some others, I probably could.
What do you mean others?
Other deities.
What do you have? Do you have the telegram address?
No, but I did spend 12 years of my life in a monastery.
So you can just go calling then.
It's a little bit more than that, but I can try.
Let's do a little bit of research and see if directly contacting them right now is what we need. But just stick a pin in that,
Fuck that. I don't want the Hindu gods down now.
right? Just we'll stick a pin in that. For now, let's go to the opera.
What's going on? Oh, fuck me. All right, cool. Let's do this.
Right. Because it will take some preparation. So,
Yeah, put a pin in it for now.
right. It's available, should you need it.
Noted. I've also put a pin in it. There are 2 pins.
Good. On his conspiracy board.
Yes.
Nice. Right. Well, shall we enjoy an evening then?
The last
I think.
one we have.
Little did they know.
There's like, where's Lucy? Wasn't she supposed to come with us?
I mean, that didn't take that long.
Are you going to the opera still?
Fuck yeah.
Do you take Cesare?
Fuck yeah.
Oh, I get to meet him?
Motherfuckers, I would like to introduce all y'all to my baby daddy. This is Cesare Borgia. Oh, cool. Sorry, everyone, I would like to introduce you all to my companion. This is Signor Cesare di Monterosado.
Hello. Effie, charmed.
I'm sure.
We have already had the pleasure.
Of course.
Wait, you have?
Yes.
A few times.
Right. Then, this is Signor Cesare Borgia.
Effie, pleasure.
Still charmed, I hope.
I suppose.
So, opera.
It's very nice to meet you.
This is,
But I say it in Italian.
He will reply excitedly in Italian.
Spanish is his
Also, do
first
you
language.
think we're going to get
He
attacked
still
at the
Yeah.
opera?
enjoys.
But they're Spanish.
Yeah.
I like that.
They
So
are.
we
Everyone's
just
supposed to
we
be
just go to the opera for like a night of fun. Like, can I bring Harrison with me?
Of course.
Harry!
Oh, yeah.
I keep leaving it
He-
over. We had plans for tonight, so since we're changing the plans,
Because they
I
speak
wanted
it
to
in
come with me.
Romanian, she'll just be like, we could get in on all that.
Yeah. He does take a moment to
noodle men as well.
to ask
And then Ukrainian.
to ask Lola if she speaks Italian,
No, but I
Spanish,
Latin.
Latin. He goes through. He's like Italian, Spanish, French.
French.
All right. He enjoys speaking French with you. When you say Latin, you see him go. He's got a moment where like he's like, oh God, that's all church. I don't know. Like Latin's dead for a reason. Yeah. He's like
Latin's dead. I put the pin in it.
Yeah, I'm not going back to there. We're not doing that. Try telling somebody a number in Latin. It's terrible. You can't. Yeah.
That's very
Yeah.
fair.
If you try to give somebody your telegram address in Latin, it's awful.
Semi-sensible.
He does embrace you very warmly. Yes.
Shall we then? It's a nice night for an evening.
Did you
Nice
know,
night for a
Wagner?
Yes.
That is a-
This is going to be fun. Wagner.
Ah.
Who wrote the piece we're about to watch?
Yes.
The opera?
Didn't you guys go to the opera?
No.
I'm sorry.
No, we went to the theater.
Oh, the theater. Okay, I was like, you
No.
told me you went to the opera.
No, not the
No,
opera.
I did not. No, I did not go to the theater.
Yes, you did. That was our session 0. Were you not there?
Oh, I don't count that. That wasn't like a
We-
theater.
It was.
It was.
It was a performance.
I thought it was like a dinner theater.
What? That's not a thing.
Yeah, it had like tables and chairs and banquets.
Theater in the
banquets.
name.
dinner theater. Dinner theater. I'm eating. I'm watching.
It was like a hall with a stage.
Yeah, it was like the 4 hours.
Yeah, it wasn't like the
It wasn't
upper
like the
house,
theater. Yeah, it wasn't the Royal Theater or anything.
There's theater everywhere if you see it.
That's true.
That's true.
Oh, the world's a
There's a whole group of people that just ride the trains and then randomly break into like song and dance numbers.
Yeah. Showtime! Showtime!
Yeah.
On Facebook.
There's flash mobs everywhere, and I'm just driving through.
Thomas honestly believes they're not real.
At this point,
Oh, funny.
I've had this hallucination. Not today, Satan. Tomorrow.
He doesn't realize everyone else can
your
see that.
hallucinations look like musicals in the crosswalk.
Yours don't?
It's James Corden.
Yeah,
doing
James
music.
Corden.
It's a
Is
James
that
Corden.
your sleep demon? Hey,
It's James Corden.
Hey,
no, that's hers.
That's true.
Oh God.
Uh,
the whole time.
well, my friends,
sitting here summoning the devil.
Sorry,
what are you sorry for?
I didn't
No.
mean to
Don't,
do that.
don't apologize. You're fine.
Don't worry. I'll do it when I summon the devil.
Yeah, it's fine. When he summons Cthulhu.
Also, yes.
Are we something?
I mean, whoever shows up early, we're just gonna dial and see who picks up.
Shall we? Let's go. The opera.
Fly.
You end up wasting.
Doesn't let you know about us.
Do you fly?
Just the human.
He actually
on the
can.
ground the rest of the
That's Effie's
We're going to
power.
have to have a chat about what all we can do. He's not going to tell me.
Probably not. But
He's a liar.
is he wearing plaid weave? Is that what he wears to the?
Lying liars who lie get plaid
Do you know what
weave.
mente rosado is?
And flower
What?
crowns. It's literally the only
Mente
thing I know about
rosa
that game.
is
It's a liar.
liar in Spanish.
Explain that to
He
someone.
is Cesare, the liar. That
Mr.
is,
Liar.
That's
But
how
that
you
is-
introduced him.
that is how he introduced himself to Lucy the first time.
Mr. Liar. That's some
Cesare
straight
the
up
mente rosado.
that's some straight up Heather's Eklug bullets
What's up?
bullshit.
I'm Cesare gonna fuck up your life. How you doing, girl? I'm good. What's up? How you doing?
Everybody has a type.
And yours are the lying liars who lie.
Yeah.
No.
Listen, every single fucking playthrough, I try not to, but it is always
Blackwall? It is always Blackwall?
Listen, he's got it for a job.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the closest I'm gonna get to Varric.
Yeah, that's fair.
And he
That's
says my
very
lady.
fair.
And he has like a really
He does call you my lady.
Yeah. I accidentally romanced him and had to break up.
accidentally.
I did. He brought me to the ramparts and was like, this
brought you
can't
to
be
the
a thing. And I
ramparts?
was like, you're right, this can't be a thing. Goodbye.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think you were ran into some shit that was not there.
It's like
Liliana. Like Liliana Origins. Yo, as a man though, I haven't gotten that conversation yet.
Yeah, as a woman, you get it 2 seconds
Yes,
in.
I
Like
know.
Liliana joins the group, and then the next second
She's
it's
like,
Helen Merrill. Like,
Yeah.
hi, I'm here.
You
Like,
wander
you
out
all
there,
away,
yeah.
bitch. We ain't doing this.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
wander out into those fields, and you're just like, all right, we're gonna. And she's like, what is this? I don't understand. What is it between us? You can't have both. And I'm just like, what? I didn't even speak to you.
As a man, though, it is very difficult to,
yeah,
like,
not at all.
to actually romance her when you are playing a man.
Yeah, it's
It
hard.
takes-
when you're playing as a girl, it's just I love the way you wear your hair.
And then
Yeah.
she's getting upset
Hi,
when you
you're dating Alistair, and I'm like, yeah.
Alistair. That's me. I wasn't dating.
It's the same way to do a male to Zevran and a female to Zevran.
Yeah.
Guys can get Zevran. No
It's
problem.
so hard to
Yeah, yeah.
romance everyone.
As a lady.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard.
Okay.
Oh,
As soon
man.
as you meet Zevran, he's like,
I want to
do you fuck?
Do you fuck?
Yeah.
No, you
No,
can
but-
you can
Are you
sleep with him however much you want.
What?
It's hard to romance.
Romance.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like you have to harden Alistair. You gotta like,
Oh, really?
Yeah, you do.
it's a thing.
Ah.
It's what they call it. You have to harden.
Yeah,
you
no,
have
I
to,
know what hardening is. I didn't realize that you had to do that
Oh,
to
you
Alistair.
you have to do it.
Zevran.
No, to romance Alistair, you have to harden him, but to like do Zevran, Jesus, you gotta like
As a man?
bury him. No, as a woman.
You don't have to harden Alistair as a woman. I didn't do it.
Oh,
It's that depends on like the marriage option you want to
Oh,
do.
okay.
Yeah.
So
If you're
like,
playing a
right.
human noble, it's really
Oh, then
easy
you're
to just
fine.
So
romance
easy.
Alistair.
Yeah, I was like, you want to
what's up? Human with a name.
yeah, that's
Want to be king? Cool.
yeah.
No?
He's like, I really don't, but okay.
I'll do
Yeah.
it for you. And you're like, great. I
Yeah.
love it.
Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry.
We like Dragon Age.
We
guys.
do like Dragon Age. We
What's
will
Dragon
do a
Age?
Dragon Age game at some point.
Yes! Sorry. really excited.
Can we do it where you are the warden and the rest of us are the party members?
Sure.
That's what I want.
If you want.
Silent as the grave the whole time.
Can I
So,
be dog?
And we're all making weird insinuations.
so Mafari, Liliana, Stan.
Stan.
Yeah, which one of you is
Shale?
Sten?
Can I be Shale?
Sean is Sten.
I will be Zevran.
Very well.
Not
I was gonna
will
say.
be. Yeah, is.
Yeah,
And,
Sten just disagrees with almost everything.
and doesn't understand anything that's going on.
He doesn't.
Also-
Are you homesick? Yes, for nothing suck.
Also, might be black? We're not sure.
We're not sure. He has no
Oh,
horns.
goodbye.
It's also weird. And he has dreadlocks.
Roll
It's
the nat
weird.
20 on the floor.
He's like a TOS version of Klingons. You're just like, wait.
Yeah.
We know you're different, but I'm not really sure
And then you
why.
see the error shock, and you're like, you're a Kunari?
Right.
I got some news for you.
Anyway,
we had to retcon some shit.
good night, guys.
Sorry.
Are we done?
I think
It
so.
works.
Sorry. Yeah,
Is-
we're quite finished.
No. Is there anything
Sorry.
anything big for
Not pressing. No, I don't think so.
So we will make some plans for next week. I think we had a good productive session, especially going through the biblical
Oh,
stuff.
God,
And Chisholm,
More.
drive a bike?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to need him on a bike.
Okay.
In leather.
Awesome. Well, tomorrow night we're going to play Gloomhaven. Yes, you're here for Gloomhaven tomorrow. Sean, Gloomhaven. I think Caitlin Bellamy for Gloomhaven. You're not Gloomhaven tomorrow.
I want to
No.
see him.
Ooh.
So is Betty.
Oh, it's
Not, I don't think tomorrow night, though. She's very
But
excited.
still, I'm glad you got tickets.
Yeah.
That's quite the feat.
Yeah.
Well done.
Sam and I
She's
have
gonna be
entered
in
the
the room
lottery
where it
every
happens.
day.
Uh-huh. Well,
Rainbow's the day that he-
fingers crossed for you guys. We're going to say goodnight, everybody. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Thanks for a fun, very heavy, but also very light session. It was a good
That's a
breakup.
feat.
It is. It is very much feat. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys at home did as well. We will see you tomorrow night, 7:30 for Gloomhaven. But until then, be cool.